Of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues,
entertainment, sports, and
This is GhanaTalks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast? This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
This is GhanaTalks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.
Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. You are welcome to Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is your favorite online radio station. Here we bring you the latest headlines making waves in the news, from politics to business, from entertainment to sports, and everything in between. We bring you all stories that are relevant with insightful perspectives and opinions. As usual, I am your host, Esnal Fiagbedu, and joining me on today's news headlines review is Miss Regina Bless. Good morning, Miss Regina Bless. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. What of you?
I'm fine.
We thank God.
How was your night?
My night was fantastic. My night was great. My night was fabulous.
Oh, that's nice. Good to know.
Yeah.
So there have been some news here, and there have been some headlines, and I want us to talk about it and then share our thoughts and our opinion and our perspective on each headline. So let's dive into the major headlines for today. President Mahama launches 2025 National Economic Dialogue. President John Dramani Mahama launches the 2025 National Economic Dialogue, emphasizing that it is a decisive step toward resetting Ghana's economy and fostering sustainable growth. President John Dramani Mahama has emphasized that the 2025 National Economic Dialogue is more than just a symbolic exercise or a campaign promise. It is a crucial step toward economic transformation. Speaking at the opening section on March 3rd, Mahama stated, "This gathering is more than just a symbolic exercise or the fulfillment of a campaign promise. It is a decisive step in our collective responsibility to reset Ghana's economy, restore confidence, and build the prosperous future we all envision." Under the theme, Resetting Ghana, Building the Economy We Want Together, the President stressed the importance of inclusive solution-driven decisions to shape the nation's economic tragedy. So during the State of the Nation's address, President Mahama stated that Ghana's economy is in crisis, that the people of Ghana are suffering unprecedentedly. Those are his words. And now he launches the National Economic Dialogue. What do you make of it? What do you think about it?
Okay, so in my honest opinion, I feel that President Mahama's initiative to bring this 2025 National Economic Dialogue is a very positive step towards addressing Ghana's economic challenges. And one key thing I also noted from this is he didn't do it by himself, but rather he brought together stakeholders from various sectors to come together to bring their idea on board. There's no way an entity would go on a program to make sure that, how do I put it, to make sure that a problem is being solved. The CEO of that entity can't do it alone, but rather when stakeholders, people who have shares in the company come together, they all bring their ideas on board and make sure that that problem is solved. So with this, the 2025 National Economic Dialogue is a positive approach, and also the approach demonstrates the government's commitment to transparency, accountability, and collaboration, which are essential for driving economic growth and development. Without a government being accountable, without a government being transparent, it will be very hard, because it will be like they are talking without any actions. And as he said, this is not just like a forum they organized, but rather it is a forum where great steps will be taken, practical steps will be taken to make sure that our economy is stabilized. With this economy stabilization thing, we've had issues with it for how many years now? When Nanado came, he also said they'll stabilize the economy, but the economy didn't stabilize. Mahama has also come. He's also trying his possible best to make sure that the economy is being stabilized. And how do they stabilize that economy? We, as ordinary Ghanaian citizens, we've made certain major suggestions that this and this and this and this is what the government can also take up and make sure that the economy is being stabilized. And when I feel that if they want to bring up an initiative that would foster the growth of the economy stabilization, I pray and I hope that they'll bring up a practical one at that. It shouldn't just be the theory aspect of it. So,
okay. And I'm happy for the fact that he brought in expertise and people who have deeper insights on what economics is all about, and some of the measures and policies they can put in place to take Ghana's economy out of this crisis.
And also the theme was resetting Ghana, and resetting Ghana is like not scrubbing everything, but making sure that certain loopholes are being closed. Building the economy we want together. We should all listen to the theme very well. Building the economy we want together. It is not a one person's responsibility. It is not Madame Omari's responsibility. It's neither is it DJ Chow's responsibility. But when we all come together to make sure that this tax given to us is being done. Only me, I can't do this morning show. That is why we have a team.
Yeah.
Morning show team. So when we come together, we all bring our ideas, and it's and it's a success. So with this, as he said, resetting Ghana, building the economy we want together, it emphasizes the importance of collective responsibility. So we shouldn't think that it's the sole duty of the president. It's the sole duty of the stakeholders to make sure that the economy is being stabilized. As citizens of Ghanaians, we are also a contributing factor to it. We should put up attitudes that will also enhance the economy. Sometimes we are our own problem when you are buying. Sometimes someone will go to the market. We know that things are very expensive. Yeah. Someone will go for this watch for, like, let's say 100 cedis. Obe not the 200 atoso, making it 300 cedis. Obe ka gasa your friend is saying abain a kofa watch no. And you're buying a coffee watch. So sometimes we are also the problem. Yeah.
So
I think adding up to what Regina just said, we need to get back to the belief that we are the government as a people. We are the government, because everything that we do, we seem to forget that we are projecting the influence of that. Because if, as Regina is saying, you go for something for 100 cedis, you come and sell it for 300 cedis, and later on the masses are complaining against the government. The government are buying with Nema Boy. You are the government. I am the government. Just as Abraham Lincoln said. I think that's the best definition we could ever find in describing what a government is. Because these people that we see as the government, the political parties who come into power, they make just a little of a fraction. They don't even amount to like 1% of the entire population of the country. So we are the government. Whatever we do is what influences governance as a people. So we need to work with that consciousness as a people.
Okay. So what's your overall overview of the launch of the National Economic Dialogue?
It's outstanding.
Yeah.
It's outstanding. I mean, for a president to realize that I am not capable of doing this alone. The stakeholders of the entity, as we, whom we have our representatives on the board, the expertise in various fields, in agriculture, in finances, everything, they are there. They know the mean-how of how the economy is run and how it affects us. So if he's been able to indulge them, interact with them, to have a view of how things are run, to inform him on how he should also make things or do things as a president and as a government, it's outstanding. All I'll pray for is that, I mean, we've had instances where but at the end of the day, it resulted into nothing. This time around, we want it to result into something. Not just the theoretical theatrics that we always see. They should put it into action. Okay, this is what we arrived at regarding education. Let's implement it. That's what we arrived at regarding agric. Let's implement it. That is how we can move forward as a country. Not just saying, we are launching this, we are launching that. We need to see action. But all in all, it's a great step in the
We
right
need
direction.
to see action.
Yeah.
All in all, is a great step. So moving on to our next headline: all hands needed on deck to
This
revive
is Ghana
Ghana's
Talks Breakfast Show,
economy.
your morning
Finance
companion.
Minister Dr. Castle Atto-Forson has called for a united effort to revive Ghana's struggling economy. Speaking at the 2025 National Economic Dialogue opening ceremony in Accra, Dr. Forson emphasized the importance of collaboration among all stakeholders to address the nation's economic
This is Ghana-
challenges.
This
The
is
two-day
Ghana Talks
event
Breakfast
held
Show,
at
your
the
morning
Accra
companion.
International Conference Center brings together government officials, economic experts, business leaders, civil society groups, and development partners to deliberate on policies and strategies to strengthen Ghana's economic resilience. The dialogue is expected to shape the country's economic direction and influence the upcoming national budget, which Dr. Forson will present on March 11, 2025. Dr. Forson also expressed this enthusiasm about the dialogue, describing it as a historic moment for the nation. So, all hands needed on deck to revive Ghana's economy. I think we all need to come together as an individual to revive Ghana's economy. We can't leave it for our leaders alone. We all have a role to play as citizens of the country to revive our economy. This is what Atto-Forson has to say.
Okay, so Finance Minister Atto-Forson, as we said earlier in our first presentation, it is not the sole duty of the government to make sure that Ghana's issues are being addressed. As my colleague also said, sometimes, not even sometimes, automatically all Ghanaians, we are the government because we chose those people to be in power. So we are also, I would say, we are the first government of ourselves before we chose these people. So they are representatives.
Yeah, they are representing
They are
us.
representing us.
Yeah.
So this is a very great step, I'll say, from the government and also from Atto-Forson. They recognizing that they can't do this alone, bringing on stakeholders, bringing on the civil society groups, bringing on other key people to make sure that this economy is being stabilized, to make sure that things are moving on well. And one thing which made me very happy is they're focusing on the debt sustainability and job creation, industrialization, and macroeconomic stability. All these are what is, should I say, is the major problem Ghana is facing now, especially the job creation. The youth unemployment, that is what we are suffering of from now. And also with the debt sustainability, addressing Ghana's external debts. The external, not internal, external debt. Should I bring up the issue of IMF? We don't know. As he said, sometimes when you bring up a solution, you shouldn't look at only the theoretical aspect of it, but the practical aspect. We all know that these people took huge sums of money, not once, not twice. I think the IMF money, they took it for like 3 times.
Yeah.
If I'm mistaken, Madam Omari. I mean, they took it for 3 times or 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, it comes in trenches.
Okay.
So, yeah, you get the first trench, second, third, and then, I think so.
So with this money, it could have helped Ghana a lot.
But do we even think that all this IMF association helps us as a country, as an economy?
Yeah.
How?
I feel every country needs help.
Yes, but
Yes.
how does it help us?
It helps us in a way. I feel that when you take the money, it helps us, but Ghanaians are, or should I say the government are the ones not using or not utilizing
Or
the
they
money
didn't
well.
mobilize the money
Yes,
well.
because when you go to the IMF gives even objective. They give us practical things to, should I say, follow. Sometimes they are the one who omit certain things they feel that it's not even needed in the country.
Okay.
Yes. So these people give us key measures to follow, and you take the money. I'm not sure, say, if they take the money, the IMF follow up to make sure that this money is used for the intended purpose. Yes.
To use it for.
When I feel so, when you are going for the second money, they ask you questions, but the questions they are asking, is it helping? They are not using the money for the intended purpose. So the first set of money they took, what did they use it for? We don't know anything about it. We don't know we've not seen anything they used that money for. They took second one, third one.
So that's why I'm asking if it's of any benefit to us.
It is of benefit, but the government
We
is
might
not
not be having
utilizing
funds
it
to
well.
build certain structure. Let me say our hospitals, our road, and maybe schools, for instance. So with that, we go to IMF to go and seek for loan, or maybe ask for money.
How much do we get from IMF?
A lot.
How much?
I don't know the figures, but
how much was spent on the
National Cathedral.
No, that's even too huge.
the
Let's look
agenda
at
111.
that's too huge. Let's look at the All African Games last year. How much was spent on the tax? The tax.
Yeah,
that's,
just tax.
Yeah.
I remember, but I don't really
that was
remember
about
the
$4
figure.
million for the
$4
tax.
million.
Yeah, name tax. That's $4 million. Do you know how much we went for from IMF?
IMF.
How much?
Oh, Madam Omari.
It's okay.
How much? How much did we go for?
It's
Well, I don't
sad,
think
it's
that
sad.
we need. See, if as a country we can't discipline ourselves financially until we go and borrow for someone to instruct us on what to do and what not to do, then we shouldn't be run as a country. It's as simple as that. We shouldn't be run as a country. We don't need leaders here. We should subject ourselves to other people to rule us.
Well, I also believe that if the money we go for is being used for what purpose is intended to be used for, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah.
If I am sorry, I'm a creditor. You come for loans from me
All the time.
all the time. I mean, I'll never tell you to not come. Do you think I will actually just put in measures so that you go and never come back? This is what I do. I always need you to come. That's what fuels my benefit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Juicy.
The
offers.
interest.
So you just give it to them. Oh, let's take. We are giving you this tax. Go and do this. Go and do that. Like they are controlling you.
So they tell
Meanwhile-
you what to use the money for.
Meanwhile, you owe them. They won't tell you what to use the money for. They are only trying, in a way, to subject you to some financial discipline. In what way? And that's what we don't even need someone to tell us to do before we do, as a country. If you are going for 300 million from IMF, $300 million from IMF, ha, really? As a country, like $300 million. How much does cocoa alone generate for us as a country? That's in excess of $500 million. That's cocoa alone. We haven't got into the minerals yet, the golds, the diamonds, the bauxite, the oil. We haven't. So this petty money will go from international markets just to keep us in debt. Meanwhile, as you said, we don't even see what we do with these monies.
Yeah.
Every year we go to Eurobond. They give us $3 billion Eurobond. Since the NPP came to power, they received Eurobond for about 6 to 7 times, if I'm not wrong. $3 billion. $3 billion. Agenda 111, $400 million
$400
spent,
million.
nothing to show of it.
Which could have built about 20 hospitals.
The UGMC
Yeah.
hospital that we are seeing right now, it was $300 million. That facility we are seeing now, it's $300 million. Now, if you go for 3 billion, let's say out of that 3 billion, every time we go for 3 billion, we are building just 2 out of. By now, every region in Ghana has a UGMC.
And that would have gone a long way.
A long way.
To help the people in the community.
A long way. This facility there, if they give themselves like 10 to 15 years, they are definitely going to recoup their investment. Look at the people that go there. I normally go there. Almost every 2 weeks I'm there.
UGMC.
Yes, and I see people going in and coming out.
Yeah, going in and coming out.
People travel from other countries to come here.
Yeah.
So if we 3 billion, so that 300 million, certain, na ye 3 billion, meboa. Into what the time be akwaji 3 billion na. Ya saying what they are say kra na aka ne yen say no. But yen ye mo 300 million. In fancy UGMC ba. Every time we go for Eurobond.
But they won't do that.
They won't. We don't know what they use all these monies for. Look at our roads.
Very bad.
So if Ato Forsen is calling for an integrated discipline, I don't know, what are they themselves doing? We are citizens. I mean, what should we do with that all hands on deck? What am I coming to do at the finance ministry to help us? I don't know if you are getting me.
Yeah, I get you.
Because the apex of it comes from them. Ghana kwaje bosi ya me unya bi.
Oh, me bi.
Me kwa minya nka bosa ne ba.
No machamu.
I mean, oh, bia wa account. Who new bank account kwa o mo. Sikana bawo wo dia onya ni 20 cities and the yakasa Ghana the car minim say o me kura me
yes.
So you have
I quite remember the last time they said every Ghanaian owes a specific amount of
money.
And when I told my mom, she was like, they are not serious. When they went for their money, did anyone give me even 10 pesos?
You see, yeah, me all these things I don't think is needed. I am glad that last year when the conversation just last month when the conversation came up that we should go and extend ourselves at the IMF and all that, President Mahama trusted that way. It's a good call. I don't know if in the near future they will be going back there. But it wouldn't have served him any good to rely on IMF to get some rescue for the economy because it won't work.
So you think it's a bad idea to even go there at all?
It is a very bad idea. As a country with this wealth of resources, oil, we have 3 oil fields. Like, let's break things down. 3 oil fields. Cocoa, diamond, bauxite. These things alone. And we can't survive as a country based on this. Look at the taxes we are paying.
A lot of taxes.
Look at e-levy. How long has it been in existence?
I can't wait for the e-levy to be over. Though.
I mean, you transfer money, 200 cedis, and you are paying about 4 cedis or something.
Yeah.
Why?
3 cedis, almost 4 cedis. And I believe if you are seeing the evidence of this money, what they are being used for, Ghanaians wouldn't be lamenting about the state of the nation.
That's why
Nobody
that argument of people who have absconded Ghana and living outside Ghana, and they will be like, mother, you want to come to America, you want to come to UK, you don't know the taxes you will pay. It's senseless. In fact, you wake up, you have about 3 jobs you are doing. If only you are not lazy. That's the economy. If you are not lazy, you will get about 3 jobs to do in a day. No matter how downtrodden the job is, it is a job.
Yeah.
Once it's not armed robbery, it's a job. You can survive on this. Secondly, whatever taxes you think you are paying, you see clear evidence of what it is used for.
What is used for?
Oh, sorry, now for train. Oh, subscribe for the day. Like that's it. And the banner offer you subscribe for the day.
For the whole day.
I'm seeing evidence of what my taxes are used for. Me lighting call Mac means you're running throughout.
So you know the government is working, and then your taxes are working
Exactly.
as well.
So I should go and buy food. Jana will be the restaurant. 400 cedis.
The VAT on
Then the VAT on it will amount to about 500 and something.
I went to a restaurant some time back, and then they added breakables, 30 CDs. Nothing.
So
But
just
I was like, I didn't break anything, so why do you?
So why are you charging me for breakables?
Do I have a choice? I have to pay to avoid drama.
You should have break some. Me, I'll break some.
You pay.
Pay what? It's on the receipt.
We've had that to force it. All hands on deck.
So
These
we
are
all,
my hands.
yeah.
All my hands can do this morning is here.
It's on deck.
It
So,
can never do anything.
As
about it.
individuals, we all have a role to play to revive our economy to come up.
What would
Me,
you
I'm
have
even
done?
asking myself, what am I
Exactly.
going to do?
Exactly.
Maybe when I'm going to sell for people, I have to reduce the price and sell to them as wholesale without
Hey.
getting profit.
Oh, no,
If
no.
that is
And
what
it-
they
it
want
won't
us to
work
do,
like that
it
too.
wouldn't work like
Yeah.
that. So I think they should even come out and explain to us better.
I was
Yeah.
expecting him to elaborate more.
I
Say,
saw- I
as
watched the
citizens,
video
if you
yesterday.
wake up, don't eat 3 times, eat once. The rest of the money, give it to Bank of Ghana. Maybe that's what they are looking
Okay, so moving on to our next headline. Mobilize the funds as every government has done to service our debts. Former Finance Minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam has challenged President John Dramani Mahama's concern over Ghana's debt service obligation, urging him to mobilize funds as every government has done in the past to meet these commitments. Presenting what they call the True State of the Nation address on Monday, March 3rd, Dr. Amin Adam dismissed the president's warning about the country's projected debt servicing obligations, arguing that debt management is a routine responsibility of any administration. So President Mahama recently raised alarm over Ghana's debt servicing obligations for the next 4 years, estimating that the government would need 280 billion Ghana cedis, comprising 50 billion Ghana cedis for domestic debt and 130 billion Ghana cedis for external debt. So according to Dr. Amin Adam, however, such obligations are not unusual and should not be used to instill fear in the public. Amara, were you scared when you saw the debt?
I mean,
Both the energy sector and then our external debt as well.
so we are looking at 280 billion.
280 billion Ghana cedis. As you mentioned that if 300 billion was used to build,
No, 300 million.
300 million, okay. No.
Uh-huh.
So 280
now-
billion Ghana cedis
So now
would
you
have
get
built
it.
how many
Now you-
UGCC
now you
for
get
us?
it.
A lot.
A
Now
lot.
you get it. And every constituency.
Maybe I've been on it,
Yeah. So if you, so what are they using the money for? And now he's saying that President John Mahama should mobilize the funds. So I'm asking, in their previous governments, were they able to mobilize the funds?
That was what I was asking myself.
I mean, you came to meet a debt of 122 billion.
Mm-hmm.
122 billion.
Yes.
And you project it to how much? 760 what? Something billion.
Billion, not million.
Shit.
That's a lot of money.
These things we are talking about. And yeah, grow.
Yeah, it's
like
a
we
lot
are,
of money.
like, and when you say it, people are like, we didn't car China day. What do we better to China?
Hmm?
We are talking about people who are living in like 50 years ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
They are like 50 years ahead of us. I was watching a documentary on agriculture and some of the things Chinese are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was worried because I was like, then the human labor is going to be cut short too. Because even now, people don't go to plant. They have machines doing the
it.
planting. They have machines doing the harvesting. So we nipa where dey.
The say washishena.
Now what's it machine you na control everything else is being done for you. A higher that so markets. That deal, crying.
Me say, an opposite sorry. Yes, incredible.
It's
sad. Hey. It's really the happening.
And scrap condemn.
Yeah.
Seriously, how we news reviews say no, we are my saying. I don't go.
Dr. Amin should be ashamed. Like,
even come
they
out
shouldn't
to
even
say
come
that.
out to say these things.
Seriously.
See, the best I expect the NPP to do now is not to delve into any issue
They should shut up.
They should just
of
keep-
their governance.
Yeah.
Like, they should just relax and be looking for loopholes in this government. I mean, with time, definitely some things will
Oh
come.
yes, yeah.
Then you punch them with it. So you just admit, but for you to go back and project yourself as if you did much better.
Much better than the people.
Who should mobilize what? From where? To do what? You've accrued such debt, 280 billion. William Crunch.
Now say mobilize.
He said every government was able to do so, like how
What-
their
what-
government
if
was
Every
able to do.
government,
it.
So
if
he's
every
urging-
government came to meet 280 billion, there wouldn't be a government for us anymore.
So I can tell you.
There wouldn't be a government for us anymore. So he should stop that. He is not fit to advise anyone in government now on financial policies. And I won't even mince words. He's not fit. We are looking at a man who held a lecture in, was it UK? That we should give him just 3 days. The dollar will drop. He said that in July. The dollar kept right. In fact, the dollar got angry.
Who are you to challenge
This
me?
is the former minister for finance
Yes.
we're talking about. For you to come out and lay out such statements, like how would you even feel?
You know,
And this year,
okay.
it's early days. They've been in power
Yeah, for just 50,
let's say
50
almost
days.
yes.
Yeah, almost 60.
You, let's say some 2 months and some few days or whatsoever. Have we seen the dollar go up?
Well,
We've seen fuel drop twice.
Yeah, twice.
They've projected fuel to drop again very soon.
Yeah,
So what are they doing that you people couldn't do?
couldn't.
And you are here to direct them or what?
It's a scam. Producer says it's a scam.
I mean, it's definitely a scam.
It's definitely a scam. Let me put it that way. 'Cause
Yesterday we studied on the what do we call it?
T-bill.
The T-bill.
Yeah.
Look at how now is the interest rate is dropping. That means people are actually investing again.
Yeah, people are investing again.
So they found confidence in the new finance minister.
Yeah.
You were there.
Former finance minister.
What did you do during your time? Were people purchasing as they are doing now? Because they were they were scared of haircuts and Sakura.
But sorry to ask, don't you think it's also a valid point from him?
It's not.
It's not.
We should
And
leave the
no,
finance
looking at the
minister.
debt he has left. My
And
man
you being the
now
same
have to pay
person-
that debt.
I mean,
and take us out of economic crisis. And now you are telling me to mobilize.
Mobilize.
Just what? Don't tell me what you don't know.
Don't.
just last month, I saw you before hitting 30 years give birth to your 4th child. Just last month when you are here advising me on that thing you do. Family
Family planning.
Family planning.
Minko yebi.
Why?
Wow, four.
That's a very good example.
Menu na age pe wow four. Made the main
Family planning.
Wouldn't family plan now wow four.
And I want like you, Bob. If you were able to mobilize the funds, why are you telling me not to mobilize it?
He's not fit. He's not fit. We should wait for the finance stakeholders people who are buying all these stocks and bonds and all that to come and complain first.
Okay.
Since they are quiet, in fact, since they are jubilating on the drop in interest rate and all that, the finance minister is doing something. So he should be left alone. He should be left, Dr. Amin.
So yesterday they came out to give their true state of the nation.
So it was yesterday. Me, I thought they were going to do it today.
Oh yes, it was. I saw forth, but yesterday it was done yesterday.
Why the rush?
So I'm asking, what are your thoughts?
But did you hear anything about it?
I didn't hear that. Unless you enlighten us.
Oh, okay, we'll talk about that.
Because I didn't hear.
Yeah, I knew it to be fourth here, but yesterday I
so
saw
me
it.
today I was prepared. I was prepared to.
Oh, the full text is flying. The full text is flying, and I feel like it wasn't necessary for them to even come out to even.
They don't have shame.
That is the thing. Like you shouldn't.
You shouldn't. With the kind of depth and with the kind of mismanagement you have done, you shouldn't even come out to come and advise me.
Who are you?
Who are you?
As you said, you are 4. I catch him saying, family planning.
See, let's leave them to respond now. You do me chia. You
Oh, what's that?
So moving up to our next news headlines. Ghana's youth losing hope due to economic mismanagement and corruption. Dr. Yamson. The chairman of the National Economic Dialogue Planning Committee, Dr. Ishmael Yamson, has warned that Ghana's youth are losing confidence in the country due to economic mismanagement and corruption. He called to urgent action to restore hope and put the nation on a path to economic recovery. Speaking at the opening of the 2-day National Economic Dialogue 2025 at the Accra International Conference Center, which happened yesterday, Mr. Yamson expressed concern that many young Ghanaians, whom he described as generation hustlers, have lost faith in country's leadership and are eager to live in search of better opportunities abroad. This is what he said. This is not the Ghana our forefathers fought for. Our young people no longer see a future here, and that is dangerous. So we are grooming ourselves. Let me say, we are going to school, and people keep saying that we are the upcoming young generation. We are the future leaders. And now people have lost hope in economic mismanagement with the way things are going on in our country. And due to that, they are gone outside the country, which is abroad, to search for greener pastures. So this is what Mr. Yamson is saying. Because me, seriously, as I'm sitting here, I've lost hope. No. Like I don't have faith. No, like I don't have faith anymore. So when if you tell me that we are living, the economy will get better, I keep telling myself I'm living under Jesus' economy, because he's the one going to cater for me. Because with the way things are going, if you don't fight for yourself and then you want to depend on the government, like obey.
See, sometimes you fighting for yourself, and the economy is not
fighting you.
So how do you, because Ubekwa Juma 1,000 cedis, high inflation,
you pay rent,
the cedis depreciate,
and all of that.
So what are you using that money
now
for?
If you have 1,000 cedis within a blink and overnight, that money is gone, because our currency have even lost its value
long ago.
It wasn't like first that when you have 1,000 cedis you can do a lot of things with it.
The 100 cedis alone, I bet chance and a better. One CD.
First, what's 100 cedis? 1 million. First, what's 1A? Oba Obetina says, yeah, was spending 1 million. Hey, everyone was cool. Like, I mean, today, wow, Obetina was spending 100
nice.
Charlie, look at how we are debunking the value of money. Our own currency, we are just debunking it.
Sometimes when I pick Chocho and then I give them 800 cedis, no, then he'll be like, nah, madam only in Kitano. I said, in Kitano, no, no, we also say, asa. Today, you now also be more in Kitano. honestly, we've lost faith.
I don't know. I don't know what kept them so long to realize this. But there's no coming back from this. And I'm not going to lie. There's no coming back. How are we going to restore hope to people? Me. What about we actually?
Fine.
Canada quite be.
Oh, be fine.
Na me that's it.
A
whole year juma one na crowd jiba say 300 cedis.
300 cedis. I say we year ejuma a day. Oje 19 cedis. 97 pesos.
Private sector make us say be on 20 cedis be and 30 cedis.
The last time we were looking at the minimum wage.
With the minimum wage.
Work at them.
That's a day, 19 points.
Na me that's it Ghana ebe
ye.
But you think there's hope? Let's encourage ourselves.
You think encouragement needs to come with honesty?
Yeah.
You see, so you just be honest with yourself.
This government is willing to be accountable and transparent.
So you think we should give them like 2 years or 1 year? And let's see where you.
I trust my hammer.
You both crack me.
No. Let's go with the flow.
Jokers.
No, let's go with the flow.
We are talking about the economy which has sunk so deep, Let's just use 10 years. It has sunk for the past 10 years. And you think 2 years can recover 10 years. What sort of magic is that?
No, let's have faith.
It's a gradual process.
Me, I have faith too.
Right now, the president is going for a lot of church conferences. You don't know, miracle can happen.
Really?
Oh.
No, I'm serious. Believe in God. Hallelujah.
Is he?
No, believe. No, let's.
We just departed. We just departed with the president who promised God the national cathedral.
And how did that end us?
Oh,
have faith.
Really?
Now we are building Hajj village.
See, if
Christianity didn't go, who knows? Allah can do.
With what Omar said, even with this economy issue, now you're quite biamal and you have the money to travel, you can travel. Sometimes you even encourage yourself and be like, oh, the money I'm using to travel, let me use that money to invest into a business here in Ghana. And trust me, you will regret later. You will regret later.
And so, now investors are even scared to invest.
And for her, was it last year? Is it? Oh, we wait for this delivery company. Ghana. Is it Glovo? They left.
Yeah,
a lot of businesses are leaving just because of economic issues and taxes and all that.
Yeah. My entire 30-something years in this life, I came to meet Unilever in Ghana.
30 how many years?
Say something.
Loud.
I came to meet Unilever in Ghana.
Yeah.
Unilever they've left us. Unilever, they've left us. Unilever, Big has left.
Yeah.
Big.
Yeah. Big pen.
Yeah.
Big.
Ordinary pain, Poako. How much more?
So what we are talking about, they can come. It's a first statement. Waka. So be
yeah.
How are they planning to restore that? It's not just about hope. Now say hope they yet here make a choice. They be a baby, mama hope.
Hope, mama.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are they doing? That's what we need to know. Something tangible that can attract me, lure me.
Yeah.
From not trying to travel outside.
Yeah.
And hustle there. Because if I should spend the next 3 years in Canada looking at their minimum wage, and the next 3 years in Ghana, I mean, I will come back in the next 1.5 years and buy a plot of land and build. And the person who stayed here during that time would have lost much more.
You go back to square zero.
So, yes, the youth has lost hope. It's not just about saying they need to restore. What are they doing? Because we've lost hope.
Yeah, we want to see them working.
We've spoken about so many things in this country, and still nothing has been done about it. School under trees, galamsey, hospitals, this and that. And you are not doing anything. And these things are the things that serve us as a people.
Yeah,
and our leaders are also being corrupt.
So how do you want me to be hopeful in such an environment?
Well, let's give them some
There's
time.
more room for improvement.
There's more room for improvement. So let's give them. Don't lose hope yet, please, and don't plan of jackmine without me.
Hey,
Moving on to
That
our
one,
last news headline. I have no knowledge of petition against Kafui Daku and James Gardner. This is coming from Dr. Akosua Abdallah. So, Ghanaian actress Dr. Akosua Abdallah has disassociated herself from a petition requesting the revocation of 2 recent appointments made to the National Film Authority. She indicates that she's not part of the petition. She's not involved in the petition. Yesterday, Association of Ghanaian Creative, a group of art stakeholders, sent out a change link petitioning President John Dramani Mahama to annul the appointment of Kafui Daku and James Gardner to the National Film Authority. But these people were appointed just recently.
What is their basis on
that
this?
they are not competent
enough to hold that position.
So who is competent? Did they suggest anyone to the president?
No.
Well, they haven't.
No. And do you know, is it the outgoing one has come out to request for a formal termination of her employment from President John Dramani Mahama? I don't know if you've heard.
Juliet Asante.
Yeah, Juliet Asante.
And she is now speaking.
Yes.
And I'm
no
asking
office,
myself,
no funds,
why
nothing.
are you speaking right now when you were under the previous government and things were not going well? You couldn't be bold enough to voice out that these are some of the challenges we are facing as a creative industry. But you've waited for you to be changed before you start speaking up. Like, why do you do that?
Yeah.
The problem we have in that industry is the disunity amongst them. They are not united. The creative space is not united, and that is their downfall. Who is competent? Did they suggest anyone? What makes these people not competent?
You haven't even seen their handiwork.
Exactly.
Let me say, you haven't tested their term in office before
Exactly.
to know their capability and what they bring to the table. Then you go up and then just sign a petition that they should be revoked.
They should be revoked.
Hey, people have audacity.
I mean, it's not like they've been there before or they mismanaged it.
Yeah.
You haven't seen them do anything in that space. They've been given the opportunity. Give them some time.
Give them some time.
So you just gather some nipa 5 people and sorry, yes, I don't know. Because so far, most of the things we've seen regarding the appointment has been congratulations. People are just congratulating them. Oh, congratulating.
You see about you wake up from Timemo.
Inti Zamwa no one for Wimra. Bianca Maka said Dumelo is now a minister. Inti one for Wimra, Van Becker. And I'm Majid Michel. Majid doesn't. Please.
What did you say?
Lowen.
Okay. So, this
because
is what
so far, those who have been very vocal and very active in the political scene when it comes to the movie industry, we've had 2 sides.
Yeah.
The other side has been the Prince Osseis and the Calibosses who were in the NPP camp. Are we expecting NDC to appoint these people into that position? No.
Of course.
Those who are in the NDC, they are taking it up. What I'm actually expecting is that it wouldn't be limited to the so-called elite actors.
Yeah.
Because we saw what this man, Mike Lafranis, and the other woman with big bottles. What was it?
Who? She's an actress.
Yeah, she's an actress.
Is it Christiana Wuni?
Christiana Wuni.
Oh.
We saw the campaigning they did for Mahama.
Yeah.
They came to speak out.
Yeah.
So even if they are not going to get any appointments, their side of the industry should also be looked at.
Or do you think they are basing them with incompetent because they are too young in the industry. And we have adults like Christian Awuni, this man Kofi Ajelolo, and all
but those
that.
people, what innovation are they bringing to the industry?
I mean, let's be honest.
What
Ato Forsen
innovation?
and Dr. I mean, who is young and who is old?
I think Ato Forsen is young.
And look at what he's doing.
Yeah.
We Katie Hammond just left office. Adam Agbana just came into office.
Let's keep it
Now
going.
yesterday,
Mhm.
over the weekend, he launched his something scheme, scholarship scheme.
Yeah.
He just came to office. 300 people has benefited. 300 people.
Yeah,
Less
you
than 2
mentioned that.
months.
Yeah, less than 2 months.
How long was KT Hammond in office? But he's very old. Grey hair,
Very.
bald head.
Those are the people that need to leave office so
Exactly.
that they can employ the
See,
young people to come into office so that we
Let-
see what they also bring to the
Yeah.
table.
let's stop this pettiness and encourage the young ones.
And encourage them. I think that is what they need to do.
That's all. They are the future. The best you can do is that encourage them when they are going the wrong direction. You call them out. That is what an adult do. Not to be petty, petitioning them. So who should come?
And simply,
Ghana.
I think we should give them the space and let's see their competence.
Exactly.
What
We
they
can't
bring
judge
to
them
the-
whilst they haven't
Yeah.
even started working. yet.
Yeah. Let's see what kind of innovation they bring to the industry.
Sure.
And I think if it's going to help the industry, it will go a long way to help all of us as a nation and the creative industry as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me on our news headlines review. This is where we draw the curtains. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Alright, thank you very much. So without wasting much time, today in history, 1990, the coup. On March 4th, Sebi, who was in Taiwan at the time, was ousted in a bloodless coup in Bisho, the capital of Saskei. Brigadier, an officer in the Saskei Defense Force, took over the government and vested executive and legislative authority in a military council or council of state appointed by him. On the day of the coup, Gogza told a rally at which he shared the platform with anti-apartheid activists that his intention was not to suppress the feelings of the people and that his ultimate goal was the reincorporation of Saskei into South Africa. The coup was greeted with enthusiastic popularly demonstrations of support, which later escalated into attacks on and looting of property associated with the Sibi regime. The new government was forced to call in the South African Defense Force to assist in controlling the situation. 1980. Robert Mugabe becomes Zimbabwe's first black prime minister, a hero of the black struggle against the white minority rule in his country. Mugabe won a landslide victory. More recently, his oppressive style of leadership has been condemned domestically and internationally. 1932. Zinzile Miriam Makeba, nicknamed Mama Africa, was a South African singer and civil rights activist known for becoming the first African artist to globally popularize African music. Makeba was born in Johannesburg, South Africa on March 4th, 1932. 1877 today in history. Garrett Augustus Morgan, born on March 4th, 1877, was a renowned African-American inventor who was best known for developing the traffic signal and gas marks. He gained particular renown when in 1918 he used the gas mask to save the lives of workers trapped in a tunnel that was filled with fumes when other rescue attempts were unsuccessful. Morgan was also widely believed to be the first African American resident of Cleveland to own an automobile. 2007, Estonia was the first country to allow its citizens to vote in a parliamentary election through the World Wide Web. 1977. The earthquake of 4th March 1977 incurred one of the heaviest earthquake-related death tolls of the 1970s around the world. It caused the loss of 1,578 lives and injured an additional 11,221, with 90% of the fatalities being in the capital city of Bucharest. Moving to Did You Know for today. Did you know that an elephant's ears are used to regulate body temperature? Each ear has a lot of tiny blood vessels that are close to the surface. If an African elephant needs to cool down, they flap their ears to create a breeze and cool down their blood supply efficiently. Their blood vessels can also dilate to increase the flow of blood to their ears and increase cooling. Did you also know there are only 4 words in the English language which end in dos? They are hazardous, horrendous, stupendous, and tremendous. Did you also know that tree hugging is forbidden in China? Some years ago, a mass tree hugging took place just outside China's Imperial Garden. Since then, the government has forbidden tree hugging in the country. Did you also know that the dots over a lowercase, that is I and J, the dot there, is called a tittle or superscript dot? The word tittle is known to be a combination of words tiny and little, and refers to a small stroke or dot in writing or printing. And that's all for today on Today in History and Did You Know?
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for educating us. It's almost 8 o'clock, 1 minute to 8 o'clock. Right after the news, we have a discussion coming up. Joining me in the studios will be Omari and myself. Do stick and stay right after the news.
This is GhanaTalks Radio, the best station rocking the nation. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Daybreak News on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up this morning, public sector dismissals, Mahama, now known as Terminator 1, minority. Economic dialogue is to seek solutions, not mere talks. Mahama, work on Hajj village at Kotoka International Airport progresses steadily. And in some other stories this morning, 20 to 30% of addicted gamblers in Ghana are women. Gaming Commission. This business, sports and showbiz is coming in this morning's bulletin. The news will be read by Awentemi Akansukum. Now let's settle for the details. The minority has criticized President John Dramani Mahama's decision to revoke public sector employment, accusing him of terminating jobs and creating uncertainty for young Ghanaians. Speaking at a press conference Monday, March 3rd, former Finance Minister Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam highlighted the negative impact of Mahama's policies on job creation and economic stability. The termination of the job of young Ghanaians, which has become synonymous with President Mahama as Terminator 1, is a sign of what is yet to come. Sacking people from employment and replacing them later with others, those does not amount to job creation. What the people of Ghana want are new jobs for those yet to be employed, Dr. Adam stated. He argued that the policies outlined by Mahama, such as Akoko Nkete, cannot create sustainable jobs for the youth. Instead, he accused Mahama of artificially inflating employment figures by terminating existing jobs and later filling those same positions. Dr. Adam also pointed out Mahama's double standards, recalling that in 2016, Mahama defended the rights of an outgoing administration to recruit and sign deals until midnight on January 7, when its term officially ended. He warned that these dismissals would only worsen unemployment, contradicting Mahama's promise to fix the crisis. Now, President John Dramani Mahama has called on Ghanaians to rally behind the reset agenda, emphasizing that collective action is crucial to steering the economy towards recovery and sustainable growth. Speaking at the launch of the National Economic Dialogue Monday, March 3rd, President Mahama highlighted the event's purpose, not just to discuss economic challenges, but to find practical solutions and establish a progressive path for the country's financial future. Describing the reset agenda as more than a government policy, he framed it as a national call to action aimed at rebuilding the economy to benefit all Ghanaians. President Mahama further stressed the urgency of the moment, urging all stakeholders to unite in addressing the nation's economic difficulties. The National Economic Dialogue is expected to serve as a platform for key stakeholders, including government officials, economists, and business leaders, to propose measures for resetting Ghana's economy and fostering long-term prosperity. Now, work on the multi-purpose Hajj village at Kotoka International Airport is ongoing in earnest as the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, cut Friday, February 28, 2026. GACL, being a state-owned self-sustaining commercial entity, generates its own funds internally. In so doing, the company needs to generate revenue from commercial partnership with various investors to generate revenue while facilitating the movement of aircraft, passengers, cargo, and mails. One of such ventures is the Hajj Village, which is a GACL initiative to facilitate pilgrims during the month of Hajj and cater for the need of the general public all year round. This also boosts the non-aeronautical revenue streams of GACL. Delivering the keynote address, President of the Republic John Mahama highlighted his administration's resolve to fulfilling promises made to the Muslim community, noting that the new Hajj village would offer improved coordination and enhanced comfort for pilgrims. The president indicated that the project aligned with government's commitment to religious inclusivity and a demonstration of its dedication to supporting the needs of Ghana's diverse religious communities. The new Hajj village is a transformative mixed-use development located near Kotoka International Airport. It will fix 6 essential facilities designed to support the annual Hajj pilgrimage while also serving the general public throughout the year. Key amenities including residential accommodation, clinic, terminal, conference spaces, recreational areas, and offices would be worked on. Now, the Ghana Gaming Commission has revealed that between 20 and 30% of individuals struggling with gambling addiction in the country are women. A 2023 survey by TGM Research reveals that 14.7% of Ghanaians participated in sports betting in the past year, making Ghana one of the top 4 African countries in betting engagement. Ghana's gambling industry is growing steadily, with around 25 licensed sports betting operators, 12 online casinos, and 24 physical casinos regulated by the Gaming Commission. Speaking on the issue during a visit to the multimedia group, Commissioner of the Ghana Gaming Commission, Emmanuel C. Sikwenu, expressed concern over the increasing number of women involved in gambling. He emphasized that the Commission is stepping up efforts to address addiction by engaging psychologists to assist individuals battling gambling-related issues. The regulator has also announced plans to crack down on betting facilities operating near schools and religious institutions, citing the need to protect vulnerable groups. The Commission is expected to roll out new public awareness campaigns and counseling programs to help those affected by gambling addiction, including women. Now to business. The Bank of Ghana BOG has announced the suspension of the Gold for Oil program, citing policy and operational challenges that have led to financial losses. The initiative, designed to reduce reliance on foreign exchange for fuel import and sustainable domestic fuel prices, has been temporarily halted as the central bank reassesses its economic strategies. In an interview with Bloomberg, Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama acknowledged the setbacks, stating, "We have had to incur some losses on that, so we have put some suspension on the trade." While Dr. Esiama did not elaborate on the specific challenges, the decision aligns with a broader policy shift under the new administration. Despite the program's suspension, he remains optimistic about Ghana's economic outlook, particularly the stability of the city, which faced significant vulnerability last year. Now, straight to some sports this morning. Ahead of the upcoming clashes against Chad and Madagascar in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, the Ghana Football Association's president, Kurt Okreku, led the Black Stars technical team on a courtesy visit to the Minister of Sports and Recreation, Kofi Adams, at his office Monday, March 3rd. The meeting aimed to introduce the newly assembled technical team to the minister and seek the blessings of the sports minister as the GFA prepares to steer the national team towards success in the upcoming 2026 World Cup qualifiers. During the visit, Mr. Okreku expressed his confidence in the team's capabilities and emphasized the importance of the minister's support to ensure their success. He highlighted the critical role the Black Stars play in uniting the nation and their ambition to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Ghana Sports Minister Kofi Adams warmly welcomed the delegation, advocating for a collaborative all-hand-on-deck approach to maximize the team's potential. He assured the team of his open-door policy, encouraging them to reach out whenever his intervention is needed on any matter. The minister urged the technical team to work cohesively and strategically to secure Ghana's qualification for the global tournament. The meeting included key members of the Black Stars technical team, head coach Otsuado, technical director Mr. Winfred Schaefer, and assistant coach Desmond of the Black Stars are set to face Chad on March 21, 2025 at the Accra Sports Stadium for match day 5 of the World Cup qualifiers, followed by a clash against Madagascar in Morocco on match day 6. Now on to some showbiz. Venerated Ghanaian actress Dr. Akosia Abdallah has disassociated herself from a petition requesting the revocation of 2 recent appointments made to the National Film Authority. In a statement released to Joy FM Online, Akosia Abdallah indicated that she is not involved in the said petition. Yesterday, Association of Ghanaian Creators, a group of arts stakeholders, sent out a change.org link petitioning President John Dramani Mahama to annul the appointment of Kafui Danku and James Gardner to the National Film Authority. This came a few days after Kafui Danku was appointed Executive Secretary for the NFA, with James Gardner as head deputy. While explaining that Kafui and James lacked the competence to handle those positions, they suggested some film professionals as better fit for the positions. 3 of the people listed as qualified candidates for the position, Dr. Jim Farah Awindo, George Bosumpim, and Professor Linus Abraham, later issued a statement to disassociate themselves from the cause, stating that they were not privy to any discussions regarding the petition. Dr. Akosia Abdallah is the 4th person to express her non-involvement in the petition. And that's it with the Daybreak News on Ghana Talks Radio. Log on to www.ghanatalksradio.com for more of these stories. The news was read by Awentemi Akansukumasi. Thanks so much for making time. Good morning.
want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries. Koko ni kosi, alo komi kesheto. Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bliss,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko ni kosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bliss,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning once again, and welcome to Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Radio, where Ghana talks, where Ghana lessons. I am back again on your airwaves, and also with my able team today, Isinam and Regina Bless. Reggie and Eddie, me chiwashi studio ha me nkoya won koye.
Yeah, here.
Yes.
Red flag.
And also, good morning to our beautiful listeners and audiences, wherever you are tuned in to listen to us. Just join the conversation on all our platforms on social media at Ghana Talks Radio. You can also follow through on our WhatsApp line 0202-544-614, 0202-544-614. Our website is www.GhanaTalksRadio.com, www.GhanaTalksRadio.com. Into the discussions, we have some major news making waves since yesterday, and one of the things that has really caught the attention of people ever since the president presented his State of the Nation's address has been the youth employment initiatives. Unemployment has been one of the biggest challenges we've had as a country.
Big headache for the country.
Big headache. You finish school, your parents will invest so much in your education, and after school, they still have to accommodate you and feed you for so many years because you can't have any job to do. So people are complaining. People are finding all sorts of ways to leave the shores of Ghana because it's more like they feel useless here. That's why people are doing stowaway, and most of them die on their ways. But if the employment regime was strong here, I don't think we'll be seeing all these things and experiencing them. So in the president's address, he spoke about the unemployment crisis and how he's going to mitigate them, in where he outlined some youth employment initiatives, which we are going to look at its impact on the economy or on the people, on the youth, and how they need to take advantage of it. Because we can look at the impact all we want, but if the youth is not ready to take advantage of it, that's going to be like fetching water into a basket. Yeah, it will just drown down.
At the end of the day, there will be no results.
Yeah. So, one of the initiatives, I mean, that people have actually bought into so much is the agricultural initiative.
Yeah.
We can look at the Nkoko Nkete.
Then Nkoko Nkete. 5,000.
But it's funny, something that
5,000 households.
Wow.
Of Nkoko Nkete.
Something that started as a mockery. Now it has become a major policy.
I'm sure if I would have started, like I'm somewhere now.
When were you planning to start?
I just heard it from His Excellency. Yes. And I'll start because my father has chickens. Yes, he has some. Oh, not a lot, but like 10.
Oh, I mean, that's
quite
a lot for a household.
Goats too.
Oh.
Yes, and recently the goats gave birth to 4. Yes, so I think I found my business avenue. I'll start very soon.
And it's a great thing. Like, if you are really
is.
saying this with much seriousness, you a year by now.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll be hosting us with pepper soup here
I'll
every
be
morning.
CEO.
CEO of Getting. Yes, so let's actually dissect that particular policy. Getting. What actually brought about the idea of we getting into the chicken farming or the poultry thing? We must first look at how much poultry or chicken we consume here as a people. Let's say annually.
Yes.
first no nanka ye twen bro nya dance and obi are akoko. You see the emergence of all these restaurants and eateries has made it like a day-to-day thing for consumption every day.
And per his State of the Nation address, if I'm not wrong, he said 300 million is it frozen food or chicken is being imported annually. Yes.
Even that he said about over.
Yeah.
So the actual figure is about $500 million.
500 million.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
For importation of chicken, because when you speak of frozen foods, the most we import is chicken.
It's chicken.
And I mean, even the health state of these chickens are questionable. We don't know the state of which they died, and then we import them. They will be eaten.
Some are even chemically produced. Only member for way.
Yeah, they inject them just to see them bloat and grow, and then they come and sell to we Ghanaians.
Yeah.
You have chicken in the house to kill and then use for your soup, but you say it's bola bed.
Even when you see the difference, you cook into akoko. If you akoko, now the young coin. Now koto akoko funu dieno. Now the young coin. You see the vast difference of the taste.
Really?
If you dieno the pan, and now the
Oh, I've noticed it. If you
the papa.
But you see, how often do we even go to the markets and request for Ifiakoko to buy?
No. Rarely.
Really?
Per foreign.
Or per foreign, also per broiler.
So why is that? Is it that the Ifiakoko is more expensive than the Abuchira
Ifiakoko is expensive.
It's more expensive. I think it's more expensive because it's organic.
It's
just
organic.
Because that one you feed it yourself, so you know, like buying their produce for them, what they eat. I think it's the ebro and some other things, and even is it where they live?
Yeah.
The pens, and even that the construction of that alone. Look at the money that goes in there.
Yeah.
So if you're coming to buy chicken from me, I'll calculate and add all of those things before I'll give you a final price. So I think that is why it's expensive.
They also take medicines, right?
Yeah, vaccination. They vaccinate them as well.
All these things you just attributed to the Ifiakoko. We do it for the Abuja too. We house them, we feed them. So what's the difference?
Baby. They inject them for them to grow big. And sometimes these hens, they are not being hatched though. They combine chemicals and they form a chicken.
I saw a video on TikTok.
Hey, babe.
So now
it's
eating
AI
egg.
generated.
Oh no.
It's AI generated.
No. I just hope so. But if it's
you join chemicals,
yes,
to
do it.
create hen.
Don't you know that China have fake eggs? But when you see
they have
it looks
fake
like
eggs.
real egg, which is
it looks
eaten.
like grilled egg.
It shock you.
And I think with regards to that, the local chickens, the local fowls, they don't grow as big as the foreign ones. So if I tell you it's 200 cedis, you feel reluctant to buy it because it's not big.
Okay.
But if they bring in the broiler and the rest, and I tell you it's 200 cedis, because you've seen the nature of how big it is, you're going to patronize that one rather than the local one, which is made here in Ghana.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to understand you, but let's first get into some aspects of this whole initiative.
Okay.
Now we've been able to identify that people normally go in for the imported chicken than the locally bred chicken. Fowl. Let's put it that way. If we are going to initiate such a policy, we need to initiate it locally based. So now let's look at the local chicken.
Okay.
In what capacity do you think we can actually implement this initiative locally in an affordable manner. From the government's perspective, they are introducing it to us. What do they need to do to make it attractive to the consumer that, okay, now I'm going in for the locally bred fowl and not the imported one? Because if I'm going to Reggie, who has a fowl farm, to buy the locally bred, let's say 200 cedis, but then I'll go to the cold store and get the frozen imported ones, same 200 cedis, and I feel like that is like double of the locally bred one, same price, but I'll get more in this than this. Let's be honest, which one will I go for? Which one will you
go for? The coastal.
Exactly. Go for the coastal on, simply because that one has already been worked on. All you need to tell the man is Patrick channel, and maybe this is the kind of size I want you to do it, and then you are good to go.
Okay.
But for the locally made one, you have to go home. Ube soja, coal pots, you find the fire, put them on fire.
When you go to the market,
yeah,
they'll kill it, make sure they
dress it for you.
Then they cut it into pieces how you want it.
But that comes with an additional price. So to save money, why won't I go and buy the already imported one from the coastal?
And how is that healthy? We should also check the health factors of these also.
See, even our locally made
it's
farms,
not healthy.
You can see them walking in a gutter with hairdressers, wig, and all of that on their legs. And you want me to chew that?
See,
yes, it's
organic. The truth is that if we are going to make this a policy, this initiative, that means it's not going to be just some one side akokobi or namkwanchen that you want to buy. This time around, we are going to hatch them right from egg.
Yeah.
Tent them. Feed them till they grow. And in omumpie nkoye omuhufi.
Yeah.
Ya maneduane wa senya yeye abrofo akoko na. That's how we are going to do it.
Yeah.
The main focus, I think, should be the conscious. I don't know if they should make it like a law. Say, "Oh, yeah, koko, yen fia koko, yen pa brofa koko." Can that be done?
I think that will be difficult to do, unless maybe they bring out a policy to stop importing chicken into the country.
Yes, and
I think when they put down a policy like that, that will work.
Okay.
So if there are no longer foreign chicken coming in, you have no other choice. If you really want to chew the chicken, then you have a taste of our local ones.
Okay.
I think the school stores people would agree.
They should agree. See,
you are saving money as well.
We are looking at a governmental initiative. If we are going to make it an initiative, it should be. It shouldn't come at the cost of the person going into the business, the loss of the person. Say, okay, government the initiative we have, make koyebi yet microphone tonti me boka. So what is the government going to do to build a ready market for whoever wants to get into this?
Yeah,
I'll buy what you just said. Let's ban the importation of chicken. But then also let's regulate the pricing of the ones we are going to house
because it will be very expensive.
And that is only when we leave it to the market, because we know Ghana, they will just inflate it right now. 500 cedis now.
Yeah.
One takwe. I don't kind of meet you Ghana. See, you go to the market.
Yeah.
There's a Nigerian here, there's a Ghanaian here selling the same thing. Go and ask the Ghanaian's own price. Go and ask the Nigerian. It's the same product. And even the Nigerian, if you feel like it's expensive, so you are walking away. Oga, wait. You how much you want?
Yeah.
The pampering alone will make you stay.
Ghana, you know, 40 cities. Hey, yantiso kakra. Na boani yo. We in any no kobo.
We in
like
that is so customer service
Charlie
is so poor.
So we need to get to that fraction. So binding in 9 basic cost regulation. They can do it.
Nobody should sell it more than this price.
Exactly. Because my one who as citizens. See, if you want to really stabilize our economy, one of the things that can stabilize the economy is the currency. The more you import, the weaker your currency. So, for us to strengthen that currency, some of these things that we are importing, that we can actually manufacture here, we should ban them. Make provision, create the space for people to be able to manufacture it. But then also, these people, we know them. Because they are the ones doing it. They be in baby ma ofos atare ma. You just go to them. There's shirts. It's an imported shirt. Let me go to a fashion designer here. Our Pam Nedian so saying. I tell you that one shirt can buy me like 3 or 2 of the imported ones. Market do all qua because there's this fashion shop I've seen or more Pam no my the up and down or ball around 1,002.
Why?
My men 4,020 a canter. An entire wardrobe na me be fee. So why should it be so?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. What you are saying actually my baby. So how to set yourself unique from your competitors?
Stand out.
People would go in for the foreign goods. Why do they go in for the foreign goods? Because they feel that the foreign goods are more important, are more original,
and of
quality than
the locally made ones.
So you're saying that they should ban importation. To me, honestly, it will be very difficult. Because first of all, anybody can say, I'm with my own money. Why would you tell me say I shouldn't take this thing from outside Ghana and bring it here? So you, the Ghanaian base, what are you doing to make sure that your product is unique? Is it healthy? Is it good to be consumed? So you see, so with this importation thing there, unless they catch all of us and educate us.
For me, I think that not everything that we can actually ban.
Not everything.
Yeah. Not everything.
But the things that can be made right.
Exactly.
Here.
Exactly.
Even cotton wool.
Toothpick
is being imported. Look at our forest reserve.
Yemadia is being imported.
Yemadia,
yes.
Tribe was a tribe.
Oh, please, it's been imported. So we are going to put a ban on it.
It's being imported. How do you know that this thing is either goat or cow Yemadia?
Or any human being?
How would you know?
Hey.
Yes.
Na
But I mean, see, it's going to be gradual, but it should be done. Within 1 week, so still now some importations will be coming. But let's give ourselves that after a year, because within 6 months,
yeah. So we need to put in the right procedure.
Yeah.
Their feeds, where they are going to be, which is the pens, and their vaccination. All of these have to be put in place. And yes, like as a wawuba, then you don't have any strategy or any plan for that child. and then that child will become wayward. So we shouldn't just say it and let it just be there like that. I think measures, like strategic measures, should be put in place. And then I believe that if these things are done, it's going to be attractive for me to even purchase.
Yeah.
And I'm going to patronize it and then recommend it to other people to also do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at. Look, we are only looking at just one initiative here. We are other one so cry. Let's look at the chain of employment in there.
Okay.
Chain of employment. M1, we are going to feed them.
Yes.
Normally, what do we feed them with? Maize, corn.
Corn.
So here, a farmer is going to be needed.
Yeah. A vet.
A vet.
A vet is going to be needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then also.
And maybe assistants who will be
seeing to the
like
day-to-day
oversee.
operation.
Yeah.
So supervisor, a manager.
Definitely.
Exactly.
All of those people will be needed.
And also the common workers, cleaners.
Definitely they have to clean the vents to make it so they don't construct any.
Then we look at the feed.
Okay.
Then eggs.
Then the one who will be collecting the eggs
to distribute. There are people who are going to,
and even drivers
exactly
to distribute the eggs.
So we are looking at about, let's say, 6 to 7 chain under the accountant getting a loan.
Record keeper. Yeah.
Because we are looking at it in a business structure.
Yeah, in a business structure. Look at the number of people
we are going
about
to 7 to 8 people.
If you want to venture in such a business.
Getting a loan. So it is a great initiative.
Yeah, it is.
But let's look at the cost appraisals of it as well. The reason why most often our locally bred products are expensive are the taxes on them.
Okay. Yeah.
It's more like even if you are importing, the taxes lower than if you are manufacturing it
here. Yeah.
So there should be a conscious effort from the government to reduce taxes on local entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You should reduce taxes for them. Every registered local entrepreneur should have a certain percentage of tax waive.
Well, I think he said that in his.
Yeah, taxes will be. Some taxes will be scrapped.
So to address this, government will establish farmer service centers in every agricultural district, ensuring farmers receive essential resources to improve productivity and efficiency.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all.
So he didn't mention the taxes.
No, he didn't mention the taxes.
Taxes should come in. There should be tax waive for them.
Yeah.
We've always spoke about Apostle Kojosa for his cars being expensive than the
imported
second-hand ones.
And the accident cars.
Why? Because the taxes he is paying.
On car spare parts.
You see.
To assemble them and make it the car that we see it today.
Exactly.
They are very, very costly.
And yet we want to promote Purchase Ghana.
Patronize Ghana.
So if I'm patronizing Ghana all in the name of patriotism, and it is going to weaken my financial stability,
why would I then waste my time and money?
Whilst there's an alternative. Which won't hurt my account. Meto Blue Skies 30 cedis. Ketwasi. Na menya Coca-Cola 1 liter.
1 liter.
20 cedis. They were na mefa.
Mefa Coca-Cola.
Exactly.
It's all to quench my thirst.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just feeling big.
So why not?
Let's forget about the health then. I mean, see, we have so many ways of maneuvering our way through health. We went to Mark, I say, and menum cook no. They be a meko jogging. I will excrete the sugary components from my body. You get me?
Yeah.
So, like, all these things need to be considered consciously, and these things can only be done by the government. We need a cost regulator. We need a cost regulator. Some time ago, they were important. And Emma Bobaya Diama oil.
Yeah.
Obi 800, Obi 20,000.
Yeah.
These things need to be regulated. We can't just leave the markets like that. And you can't fault the market people.
No.
Because there is no regulation guiding them.
Yeah.
Hey, be I also back I said maybe I'm a coffee near the 1,000. Maybe ton 800 and I will turn on a meboka. Also back I said me coffee 600. It's me tomato 800. Exactly. So we need market regulation.
Yeah, market regulation. Policies need to be put in place.
So much.
Yeah, and it needs to be implemented. There shouldn't be just policies that should be laid down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, na ebia wan yini ya. You be fine one na say the ubeko so and so.
Yeah, close to market.
You be close to market and you be suspend for maybe 3 weeks be for kofi ne ko nyansa.
Yeah.
Now papa. Oh yes, I think that will go a long way.
See, we were here, and just last week during the SONA, the president mentioned that Burkina Faso, their president, has given a directive that no cereal is going out of their borders anymore.
Going out of their borders anymore.
You consume their thing.
It's not going anywhere again. And you know, right now they are going to harvest it, and they are going to have it in abundance. So imagine Burkina Faso having abundance of cereal.
Nah,
so everyone can afford it.
Yeah, everyone can afford it.
Everyone. See, those people are trying to be so independent.
So independent.
Now they are refining their own gold. They are doing their own tomato factory to do their own tomato paste and all that stuff.
Even, I think the last time I saw they are doing their own, I think, where they manufacture medicine. That is their
a pharmaceutical
company. You understand? So in this case, if Ghana having a lot of resources, in the morning I heard you guys talking about going to the IMF for another loan.
Yeah, for another loan.
Agenda 111 or whatsoever. Why will you have resources, sell it out to someone, and go back
to borrow
from
that
them?
So that same source,
I mean,
or resources that you sold, doesn't make any sense. You can't go conquering waha. I think Omariste have some list here: farmers, suppliers, feed, eggs, and site workers. Look at Burkina Faso. This guy have released all prisoners
to work on their farms.
Just think about it.
To work on their
So
farm.
why do we keep prisoners at the same time feeding them?
Feeding them
for nothing. And we only release them to come and weed. When, like
That's
6 March is coming.
And even that one,
Because 6 March is coming.
Yeah. When
Just
they come out to weed, they even come out, even beg for money. And the prison officers take that money from them.
Oh.
Yes, they do. They have a share in it. I witnessed one in Ajolu. They have a share. Skana mujijini na mo fambra. Obe chama mo no so afani share. That's what they are doing.
So just think about it. So looking at this thing, this initiative, this Nkokon-Kitten, it's a very great initiative.
Yeah.
But just think about it. Say, why should we import akoko from someone's country
for $500 million every year?
Every year.
What we are in Ghana, we grow our own maize, beans, soya bean, millet, wheat brown, and other stuff, where we can do our own feed. You understand? We grew all this kind of stuff. So now, if a farmer is not having any workers, we have prisoners.
Yeah.
If the how do you call it? If the farm needs site workers, we have prisoners.
Business.
If the
It's true.
Needs
Have to
how do you
make
call
use
it?
of them.
Why can't we make good use of those kind of people?
See,
We
are
are punishing them. No, not that.
No.
But at the end of the day, we should stop wasting another money on their feeding. At the end of the day, even working with the farmer at the same time, sort of to even if the prisoner is having a family and I say whatsoever, that can even take care of that.
Let's what you are saying, let's also consider knowledge also, because these people, what knowledge do they have about this work we are talking about? We might say that it's just a simple something. They should just come there, make sure all things are put in place. But what knowledge do they have to make sure that this business will go on well?
That's why we do forums.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So
Another education on the prisoners.
that is it. We used to be can't tell me so they don't have where sometimes they meet.
Oh yeah,
They
they
meet.
do.
You
Like,
understand?
they definitely have
So
an
if we
assembly
need, let's
ground.
say, 200 prisoners, there should be a forum. We have farmers that can come in and educate them.
And educate them.
We have people who do this kind of, let's say, poultry farming, that they can come within 2 weeks or a month. They can teach you how to go about this.
Yeah.
This kind of injection, farmer within these 3 days, maybe a month or 3 weeks or whatsoever.
Yeah.
We have those kind of teaching that is so easy. So what I say, but what me can't tell me say
Prisoners no make cocoa no.
no way.
No,
See.
no,
See.
no.
Reggie,
With
people are not
regards to the
scared.
Burkina Faso initiative he brought, he said if you work on the farm,
Yeah, 3 months.
3
of
months
your
of your
sentence is
so if
deducted.
you upakuno so ubekofia.
And once they are working, you have a supervisor.
Yeah.
So how then?
And then also we can even look at the fact that the OPA is not even about the time our better so. But we are just wasting their energy in there.
Yeah.
That is it.
Senkomu abontia omo beye ejuma e dia hwe family. So let's give them a quota. Let's take it step by step whatever charm or all of us have listed.
Yeah.
Prisoners. How can we utilize them? There are so many. Now we are looking at this initiative as a business plan,
Yeah.
business entity, and not just one. Let's approximate it to how many people are we in Ghana? About 32 million.
Yeah.
Let's approximate it to about just 1 million people
Okay.
who are ventured into Nkokon
Kitting.
How many prisoners do we have?
A lot.
The basic needs of this poultry farm is mwana pra
Yeah.
and the gathering of the eggs and all these stuff. This is what we are going to need the prisoners for. That is just for the Nkokon Kitting, but we can even extend it to farming as a whole. Obi so a opese or ye yemfa say or ye bro. If we should release 200 prisoners on a 20-acre land in a day,
To work.
they will finish within
Yeah,
it.
the
Yeah,
kind of
they will.
productivity we'll get.
Yeah.
You see, with all this, if there's no discipline, we will keep on importing things in this country. Like we are saying that we should cut off, or not every thing that we can, produce in Ghana. We should stop it from, let's say, importing it from outside. Just think about it. I think we even import fertilizers.
Yes, we do.
Exactly.
Whilst Nkoko Bini
Yeah.
is rich in
Rich.
nutrients. So just think about it. If you are having millions of poultry farmers in Ghana, and we are using their feces as fertilizers, I've seen people doing this. Is it catfish farming?
Yeah, catfish farming. Yeah.
If you go to China, let's say their poultry farm is at top, and they have fish pond on the ground.
On the ground.
Any little drop of feed, maybe a coconut did all hitting those kind of stuff for and the fishes are benefiting from that kind of
Wow.
the same feed. So just think about it. Into the Ghana crab then Ghana.
See, because all these things is
Just
saying,
think about it.
Chinese first start here actually. But you see how alien we are to what he's saying. Like you want it. I do. We suggest to farm maybe. I'll be they long with a long penny. Yeah, boy, they simple.
There are so many things. To me, the one. Let's say this poultry farming.
Yeah.
To do so many things without investing
so much
into it.
See, have you realized that if you have, let's say, the more workers you have, the less cost you spend on labor.
Okay,
that is it.
Because any pattern and a bedo 20 acres charge you charge 1 million. So when you nipa 20 because one who day now what a swat in to charge 1 million, charge 500. These prisoners almost sorry no mudi and tokwa ninsim
no that's all. Damn. Seriously.
So let's take advantage of their strength. Let's utilize it.
And 99% of the population are more prison or they are youth. Yeah, most of them are youth.
Most of them are youth.
And as Cham said, we can organize trainings for them right at the camp. In Tinebia every week. Omu trainer eba to train them on a particular thing. Whatever the ebia mo person mo go into adono mo dieni mo dieni, and then the state provides them with the materials they will need for what they want to do. Hey, but then also my prisoner that day now TC
like he said they have supervisors.
At prison home, there's no one because they don't have
some of these helpful weapons.
You understand? Yeah. At the end of the day, sebi you. So my mouse that DSF kono kodo.
Na mintu ya oka.
Ebiane say,
would they be paid?
Oh, they should be paid. For that one, yes, they should be paid.
Not maybe
it shouldn't be punishment. I mean,
no, it shouldn't be punishment.
Yes, they should be paid.
With this one, they just imagine say, yeah, because of set match, you release some better pavement.
On better pavement,
so what I say. So what banner baba no? Say you're more supervisors. So how then? Where them can say be ujani? Where then our castle could travel be and I say something. And at the end of the day, kono ko twani panel say they say they must cocoa them then some extend here. It's up
but
to
why
you.
do you think they should be paid? Because first of all, they are prisoners and they are paying for a crime. Secondly, why should you be paid? That is what I don't
so
understand.
First of all,
you are even being fed for free.
See,
and you are doing this to help support growth in Ghana.
You are doing this to help. You are going somebody's business.
Then it means a Ghanaian should also feed prisoners.
That should also have an impact on the person changing from this kind of bad attitude.
Exactly. If once you give them a responsibility, it influences them. On himself, once anka on feeling poso with prison beam. The only time I'll feel as a prisoner a numero okoda. Because that sense of responsibility. See, I may every time I ever release one to go on the farms to work. Obia benya 200 cedis. Ebe family way account be money and farm to mouth.
Oh, okay.
Like they will be so glad,
and the money
will be with them.
Oh no, prison order okoto them.
Hey, I'm ton cigarette,
but you know, like that sense of responsibility alone, because prisons are not supposed to be a punishing center.
It's supposed to be a place
where you correct you, a correctional center. Until some could be a prison bebano, no wasakra. But Ghana saying a prison system no. Why you too exactly emboldened and you know
obeying with full chest.
So we need to look at all these things. The reforms needs all these things to get the resetting going. Prisoners can be utilized very, very well. Very well. I was having a school of thoughts not so long ago, and I was thinking that every school should be mandated to have a farm.
That is it.
Yeah.
So where you go to some SHA, they have big compound with trees.
But most schools have farms.
No,
Most schools
this
have
time
farms.
around, this was my school of thought.
Okay.
Bia, there were 3 different SHS schools. I've seen Odogono. I don't know the other schools, but I'm fan say there were 3. School A, School B, School C. Let School A specialize in farming, let's say vegetables.
Okay.
Let School B specialize in cereals, maize, whatsoever. Then School C specialize in something else. These 3 schools are going to provide. School C can do, let's say, poultry. So they are going to provide eggs for School A and School B. Now School A and School B, whatever they are also producing, are going to feed School B, School C, and like.
Yeah.
So you see,
so with this one, how would the school even depend on the government?
On the government
exactly
for food.
And even that, they don't need to go and buy from their schools itself. Can make funds out of this.
Yes.
And fund each other as well. And you know, the pressure on government is going to reduce drastically.
If only the school of thought will be implemented and accepted.
Well, because see, this will go a long way for us as a country.
All this will depend on, like I said,
on
our attitude.
Our attitude
is will delay the country.
Let's look at this, because even with the feeding program, the foodstuffs provided for these schools, some headmasters take it upon themselves to take some part of it and take it to their own homes. And now the opportunity is just behind them, in front of them. Students going into labor to make sure that all these things are set in place, and a headmaster or a teacher will just use seconds to take all these things. Now,
do you know why we always have that fear of thoughts? That I do cry, yeah, we move to my say, because the level of accountability
it's not there.
It's not there. Once we enforce it, say ya headmaster be or we are there we ye unity, you're freezing your accounts. Like drastic punishment needs to.
You see, those people are the people they should be reading that kind of. You see, not the prisoners. Most of the prisoners, they are innocent.
Yeah. And some of them, their cases have even been put out of court, but they are still there serving.
They don't even know. They don't have any lawyer to let them.
Never set an example for someone before.
Exactly.
Example be other.
Exactly.
So how your brother's keeper, you know.
So we are always scared. Adi we ye cry obe hu is and my ye cry. And every day we are stuck.
Yeah.
Let's get the reforms working. Punishment, accountability and yejuma. Senior registry headmaster says yen shedan insert a trap and I any headmaster ba ko kran shedan ya adwen sheda ye say wo yesi ye de wo escape boot a share the others. Behind the scenes, government is taking care of him, but we only used him as a scapegoat. And let's see obi en wo so ade singana ni ya no man to kwanemra ya wo ka say ma say me na me ko like that's how we are. So we need to get these things going. The economic dialogue, they should come and listen to us here this morning. They need it.
I think what Champ came up with is very good.
Very brilliant.
That there's going to be a forum and more or less like a training for these prisoners.
Yes.
If you want to go into poultry, this is where you have to go to.
If you want to go into furniture,
this is where you have to go to. Kind of like a workshop. All you need to do is learn. And I think with even this, it's going to help them at the time of them serving for their crime. But you come out of prison,
you have what something I learned. To do.
You have something to do.
We can learn. I could train you.
So when I come back, this is not now that you have to look down on me as an ex-convict.
You should also do something and also export it to other countries. Not we always all the time be
imports.
Matches scramble.
Special matches box made in China.
China matches.
Hey.
If not there, IMF enjoy Hokoda.
Oh,
yes.
Gebeko.
Enjoy Hoko.
That's an IMF and Crown. So when we have Eurobond, we have this. When we know a cow, well, we are going to pay them some way, somehow, someday.
I think there's a lot we need to do as a country.
Yes. So there's special initiatives for the youth employment. Just one. Look at the things we've been able to dissect from it.
Yeah.
Now let's go into cocoa.
Okay.
Let's go into cocoa farming. Cocoa is one of our benchmark economic stakeholders. For the past 2 years, we haven't been able to even achieve up to 50% of our cocoa production. Why?
Is it that the personnel are not there? Or money for funding? Because the farmers are even complaining and they are lamenting that they are selling the cocoa but they are not getting the money in return. So it's even better if they sell it to this Galamsey people and get their money.
If I have my land, my same misika koto cocoa beans, abetua, ayesu ejuma for 6-7 years. Every time I also now wabeto ni 2,500.
2,500.
Now I got on 7,000. Ah, one young wage you may be.
Smuggle it out of the country and get my shit. Because when you smuggle it out of the country, you are not getting that 2,000. You are getting almost 8,000.
Yeah,
exactly.
More than that.
So with cocoa, the compensation needs to be fair. Because right now, most of the cocoa farmers are giving their lands out for Galamsey. They think they can make much more from there than
there rather than the cocoa.
But we know the consequence of Galamsey. So we shouldn't even get into that.
Yeah.
And let's look at the mainframe architecture of the cocoa farming as an initiative into farming. Look at the money we get from cocoa. So if you are doing about 50 acres of cocoa, for cocoa, we can get about 5 people, 5 youth come together. Na mo de monko high obi asase. Monis come no beto monko high.
Monko high.
Yes, I be muka the model kwasi BBC awawa.
Yeah.
So just think if it's not beneficial, why would someone do that kind of stuff?
Well, and some more ebia, ya wa hey, and ya kwaji asase. Ye mu hwan ni mado. About 20 acres or 50 acres. Yeah, for you to me 50 acres. So we are going to employ people
to weed.
After the employment, we are going to find people. Anytime they will be there to dress anytime because never will find one harvest. Sir, these people are there. Every time I get here, we are going to find people. Better. The cocoa itself. Look at Sikewum. So we have like people like this into cocoa farming. Shenipa ebedi chombenya sika every management free. The cocoa itself is also very luxurious. And the things we can get from cocoa as a country. Uko Germany. Omo cocoa soup.
Yeah.
Omo cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter.
Omo di milo. Ebinum di cocoa hair cream.
Hair products.
And hair they are mukoshe dry my shampoo near yeah. From cocoa.
Yeah.
German omu dia cocoa.
Oh, they don't dia cocoa.
So munyawe.
What are we getting from? What are we doing with cocoa?
We are supposed to make a lot of money out of this cocoa business.
We should be doing all these things and be exporting
to them.
But this is the case. They buy from us, and
they do it.
They do it.
They bring it back.
Is it that we are not getting people with innovative minds to bring up such initiative or such ideas?
The ideas hopper, but abro.
Any baby.
Oh yes,
Any baby.
abro. Because think about it. If one minister is using a car, reference a car, ton baby or something billion, can bring a machine that can be processing this kind of cocoa or tomatoes or whatsoever into something else. The pabako, because 1 V8 sika, the machine be free China or whatsoever country into this country to start processing something.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it was saying they used to I can say charcoal, matches, toothpick, this tin tomato, this can things.
Okay.
But we still import them into our country. Abroad, maybe car the man be a minister, this MP, this assemblyman. That kind of the Toyota VT company and call the Shemusa. Then let's invest that kind of, or let's say remaining money into that kind of thing. Then say how the country go. But yet Hanum, and we value, let's say, big things done. What will benefit the whole citizen. Then again, why is some other countries not paying tax? The whole citizens are benefiting from their resources because they know, say, if I say in Ghana, you were good, you were whatsoever, you were cool. If the country, every citizen must benefit from this kind of good and other stuff, why are we still paying tax? Because because we know, say, with the Ghana, a Japan, so why are other countries like Serbia, Dubai, they are not paying tax? Says it's not much tax that then I don't know because they know say their oil it's for the whole country.
It's for the whole country.
That's why they are not paying tax. We and Dubai are you for the resources.
We of course.
Then why are we paying tax? I bring up tax company to me and to even foreigners investing in Ghana are withdrawing back. So that is our mentality. Now you can this kind of I don't know whether it's Kubi or normal or your buy be more 800 cedis, 1,000 and other stuff. Just think about it. Say 1 kufu gallon of this kind of oil. Oh, ton 800 Ghana cedis, 1,200 cedis, 1,000 cedis. Will be a cheap fruit. Send onya.
Yeah.
Will be a chicken.
Send onya.
Onya saying. It's in a young Kasankasa mentality. If say abandoning Shishaya to hold them say no. Say young citizens, we are not ready to change there, then there should be a rules. Yeah, Chiwa. This is the punishment is already there.
So we just need to enforce it.
You understand?
Yeah.
Me to me kokomun kotata dewe 100 Ghana cedis. No being told me 80 Ghana cedis just because it feels say you have your customers already. No.
There should be regulations.
Say
prices ni niya ye pe. Anka debe ntina ye wo nkofo afa say bia ohima do koko. That's what tombo tobacco 1 sack for even 200 Ghana cedis. Aba mo nya use the same fertilizer. The same equipment or tools. Why would you buy Ohima's own for 200 Ghana cedis and buy Omari's own for 500 Ghana cedis?
Could it also be in terms of quality?
That's what I said. We are all using the same fertilizer.
Okay.
The same tools.
Yeah.
So why?
Okay.
So if you are telling me that you already have your how do you call your customers? What are you trying to tell me?
Customer target. What is that?
Hey.
The agricultural sector has a lot of load and upload in terms of employment for the youth. And I think if the youth should really engage themselves and explore all these avenues that we've been discussing this morning, it will serve all of us a great deal. They might even develop or uncover much more in addition to what we just did, which will expand creative space of agriculture in Ghana. Let's look at the other initiative. Let's look at the IT sector.
Okay.
The code 1 million coding job for the youth or something. It was 1 million, right?
Yeah.
1 million
every year.
Is it not Baumia?
No, that's Mahama.
Okay. Was that Baumia also the BBC?
Yeah, he
also
came up with this
employment for coding or say whatsoever for Ghanaians.
I saw that.
And also by
this Mohammed's policy has been in their manifesto since 2020, the 1 million coding program since 2020. Unfortunately, it didn't win that year. This time they came again, and it was still in their manifesto that they are going to train 1 million coders every year. One thing about coding is that it is never out of demand. It is never. And if you are to get engaged in this training, get to know how to code, how to decode and all these things, I mean, you're automatically self-employed.
Yeah.
If God blesses you with about 3 clients, 3 companies who can say, okay, this is our coder. Where did he? Like, I mean, you are set. Once you share and say, Obeto Lankus as you are set. Obeto Menya of VTB, sending a charm kind. But these things are some of the trainings that, I mean, it gives you work to do.
Yeah.
You degree you get the training, you just get your laptop and all the materials you will need for this coding, and you are good to go. People are outside Ghana and employing people in Ghana for coding services. People are in Ghana and engaging people outside Ghana for coding services. So 1 million coding every year. In 5 years, how many people have you trained in coding? 5 million. So if we have 5 million people off the unemployment charts in 5 years,
that's a long way to go, because according to statistics, it's saying that 2.2 million people are unemployed.
So then we are going to get to a time that everyone will be employed. That now we are going to have a problem of overemployment. That's
amen.
Yeah, that's if only we are to implement all these initiatives. So the 1 million coding initiative is also a very big advantage for the youth to partake in digital marketing.
And even ICT is a day-to-day activity in everyone's life. You can even go for a job interview and they'll ask you, do you have knowledge in ICT? If you don't, you have to go back, learn about it, and come back again. But, with that, it's very good.
It's very good.
So what about the government to also launch a national apprenticeship program to equip like 10,000 young people in the informal sector with employable skills?
Fantastic.
So he's also coming up with an apprenticeship. It's not necessarily about the white collar job, coming to sit in office and then do all your stuff and go. At least hairdressing, catering,
I always said that.
Technical skills,
I always
and all
say
of that.
That the time we went to school, those 3 years of our time, by now you and I are your bosses of our own.
Yeah.
Because as you said, hairdressing, makeup, like being a beautician and all that. The way it brings
because every week.
That's
every
why
week.
I normally or most of the time say somehow school is good at the same time a scam.
Why saying that?
Think about it. If we all went to SHS for 3 years, maybe some of us, I think some people went for 4 years. Is that not it?
Yeah.
Now, how many years?
Within 6 months.
To a year, or if I quarter the 2 years.
2 years.
Okay. So if I was drop out from school, and I'm a carpentry. And we are the same age.
Yeah, we are the
and
same
we are able
age.
to complete school within that 4 years. I feel now we say about one course, say school course, but within that 4 years, no. If I imagine where I am, let's have now walk a mason, and I say electricals, and I say hairdresser or whatsoever. Did the school help you? You only acquire the paper, which is a certificate, which you are not using it for anything. Say, so Togus one I say beer. A cratting home pampano Korea, waste of money.
Me the bar so big.
So what I say, so I'm not saying where I'm saying says school is a scam. Say if you go there and we don't learn any and rejuma, it's a waste of time.
But that is why some schools is it vocational.
Yeah.
Vocational and technical schools. So even if you are done with JHS and you don't want to go through all this hassle of education, you can you can go to the vocational school.
If you are truly eager to investigate into this thing, say vocational schools are doing training, it's a lie.
Some vocational schools are doing training. If
you are to rate by maybe 100% or if you say 10%, about 3% are doing that.
Okay, but do you know that I'll say that in all our subjects, the kind of subjects are very innovative part your home economics. Because you cook, you do practical aspects. And with the sewing also, you do practical aspect because at the end of the day, when you are going to write WASI, there's a project where you are supposed to sew for yourself and present it to the how is it
judges?
Yes, for them to give you a mark. So even with SHS there's some part of it which is vocational. But we are not really much
we don't regard them.
So with this initiative, so because I think you start from maybe primary.
I think primary is too young.
Let's do
JHS.
No, but recently a girl was trending and then she was braiding somebody's hair.
A small
girl.
6 years old. So
very small.
Was it primary, sir? Go to other countries and see. There was some video I'm sharing. Sometimes I don't want to be comparing Ghana to other countries. China.
Oh, please, China.
Just think about it.
Right now,
they are wizards.
We can be compared to Burkina.
That was
if I'm not lying, within 10 years, they're able to fix broken TVs, spot irons, blenders, and other stuff.
So then, do you think that we need an overhaul?
In our education
we do.
In which we do it like, okay, why I'm saying that primary is too young is this. As a den, Aqualano and building that interest in so many things.
Yeah.
Maybe baby or person of fun.
And think at primary, no. Let's build with them integrity.
Because me person only now be a doctor.
Not
necessarily.
No,
not necessarily. No, let's be honest. Today, all that we are doing here today, I can bet you.
Oh, we didn't think of it.
I
said I'll be a lawyer.
Messi, now me a pilot. My captain
But today look at you behind the microphone.
Man, no but I was a pilot then. So that fancy thing in them, they explore. But as a JHS, we're building a certain level of knowledge into where they think they can have that much interest and passion in the long term. So as a then we can begin the training and think fan building with the articulation, eloquence in articulation and the arithmetics. Oh, so man 1 + 1 2 near there, and then integrity. No kwareka. Primary school we need to instill values in our kids. Because Bible class what akwalano ekwanpa wanga so penyi also no na was yema on sa training no, and where kids spend most of their time is in a school.
Yeah.
Because I want to name for I want to say I could by 6 member say or 50 by 6 a.m. Or bedroom fee na kobo 4. And you know 1/3 of the day was spent outside home.
Okay.
Sa America to be na wo fee oba or the bedware we didi wasan atwen extra classes.
Oh.
Nti as a fear activities na no so most of them near man in omusua wo school. Nti na niema na omusua wo school yen na niema e betete won no ma be enyi aye panyin papa. The apprenticeship program is one of the most fantastic initiatives, I would say, because this is going to attract people who think they don't have the capacity to learn these kind of what we call the collar jobs skill. Never no wabe pray no one could read medicine near there. But the most interesting part is this. Omo adwuma no omusua no eno na eye highly in demand in society.
Yeah, in society.
Every week oba unity. Every week oba kopama there. Every week like all these things.
Pedicure, medicure, fixing
every week.
So we bet na be no aka say you understand it? In person makes you that kind of hairdresser or in some nails making and those kind of stuff. But think about it. When you go to the market, right beside me, we are all selling tomatoes.
Yeah.
We are all selling. You understand? Yes. So in this case, like we said, I don't really remember Muba Kokas and said if everyone is selling it for the same price. Okohanuma. I don't say me kwa me tompo bake kama meba. If you meba or marry honuma 10 CD, no coverage you have this the same price, no difference.
No difference.
Better way.
Like
so definitely. Want to mean to will be a hobby because to say omu no my or game back. This is how we are selling the thing.
This is how we are selling it.
And just say maybe shaman sano I walk to the no can say 50 CDs. No me ba catch him say 70 CDs. What makes it different?
It will make it different. It will really make it different because I always fix my nails. Sometimes I'll go to a cheaper price, no. Obey you, but it wouldn't last long. Maybe I'm so obey you know now more no I say. So what I say. But you go to that higher price, no. I'm not saying say the higher price is always good, but the higher price, no, it's not say they put certain things on your nails which will make it strong, which will protect it. Baby, or no 50 cedis. The person is not doing it like that.
So here we are looking at the quality.
Yes, so quality is also very important.
We are looking for the quality. But at the end of the day, say me chow 50 cedis. Now me chow 70 Ghana cedis. Let's go back and say bias. Say you near a pe. Let's say so there nya opa once I mean say even we there near 50 cities or no any papa mama opa tena ho you upgrade yourself. I don't really do no be
yeah to upgrade because you see with eyelash there's one called cluster lash as a cat's eye. Most people it is a new thing which has come into the system. You go to some Rebecca say me na me no men some brebium I won't come again. Yes, so you have to upgrade yourself each and every time.
But what do you think the apprenticeship initiative should really focus on?
Schools.
In schools.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it should be it should start from our schools.
Okay.
Can be part of a
curriculum.
Curricular activity.
So that it should be part of the curriculum activity.
Yeah, it should be part of curriculum activity.
Yes, subject also musia.
Yeah. Just like the way we have physical education. Kids now exercise.
Yeah.
During that period we have
and with this one and you have to catch him say the session here the morning should start at 7 we close at 10. Ebe can't tell me say now teach subject being to me about just time and those kind of stuff. That is what making the schools they don't complete their syllables whatsoever. Then at the end of the day, don't mean can't tell me say I have been in school for a good 3 years. Now I can 3 months and maybe you see me extra classes. That will not do me anything.
True.
So all these things needs to begin right from
school.
Make sure say your subject are when watch now.
So the advantage I see here is that young fans say eka curriculum. Akolane wa femwa de we school. Obe we no baby are building interest no. If so per se or feda wo no o major wa. Ma me pese me kwa apprenticeship college. Me koye T-ball me koye say. I think that is good.
Yeah, I think that will go a long way.
And with that, it should also be a lot. It should be a lot than the formal education.
Okay.
Yeah, also do.
Yeah.
Let's pirates the past course and then all the ending.
Chewy formless, Nina.
So to our next topic is the transforming youth development. And at this, we are looking at the impact of National Service Scheme reforms in Ghana. National Service Scheme reforms. Do you think our national service needs a reform?
Well, I think it does. I think our national service needs a reform because right after university, you go to national service to get the experience here. Sometimes you go there, they disregard you as a service personnel, and all what they do is send you so I think there should be some kind of like policy that will be laid out.
Okay,
maybe you are given a tax at the end of this week. This is what you are supposed to do.
Okay,
you are accountable for that. You know that when you go to the office, you are responsible for this, and at the end of this week you are supposed to reach that target. I think when that is instilled in our national service scheme, it will help us, and that experience will be there. Because let's take it for instance. I've gone to school to go and do journalism, and the national service will go and put me in military. What has journalism got to do with military? So I think all of these things need to be looked at. But whatever course that I do, whatever job or wherever you post me, should be aligned with what I did.
I thought people actually choose where they want to have their national service.
The government choose for you. So I think these things need to be looked at.
I think with what Asinam is saying, it got to a point in Ghana here when that issue was very rampant. People complaining. I went into the teaching sector and I was posted at Pantine Hospital to go and do what exactly?
We completed our diploma course. We did communication studies, and my friend was posted to police station. And
to do
what she has to do is to direct traffic. What has communication got to do with traffic direction? Yes, and she's doing it.
She's doing it.
She's doing it.
So she will learn how to communicate.
Because she doesn't have the money
to communicate with the drivers.
Yes, she will learn how to communicate with the drivers.
But that was not what I went to study. So I think this thing needs to be looked at.
You know what I said? She should be communicating with the driver because that's the first traffic light I say. Said they can
At one time, there was this driver. We ban on sober. Now we sober. No be room mfinfini. Now we bo pa. No didn't even sonko. No do nija no dem.
No way.
I was like, look at Ghana.
Look
at Ghana.
This one you need to be whipped.
People just do what. So in this case,
anyhow.
if your friend was there, you would just communicate with her.
See, this kind of communication wouldn't work with this
communication.
At least this one has to be full force.
So I think the first thing that we should look at in the reform in the national is the alignment of what the person studied. To have that experience on field. And in any idea about journalism. Farmer to TV3. At least I'll have
go and have that experience there.
And then you mentioned something that there should be a policy where let's say every week
Every
a target
week.
is set for
Yeah.
the personnel
Yeah.
to achieve.
Yeah.
Now, with that policy, who is going to monitor? Is it the company the person has been posted to, or the National Service Secretariat will have some agents who will be going by every week to take this information?
So I think it should go to the company and then it goes to the National Service, the Secretariat. Because when you're going to do your national service, at the end of every month, your supervisor is supposed to give a report. Sometimes, even if they've sent you to go and buy watch and you've not done that tax, they'll take, yes, punctual. She was punctual. She was this, she did this, she did that. I think if that's... And I think if that section is included in the forms that we are supposed to fill as the report form to send to the National Secretariat, I think that will go a long way. Okay. So at the end of this week, this personnel was able to complete this tax. You write it there. You go and give a report on it. Maybe when you go there, they can even randomly ask you a question if indeed you completed this tax. With that, you're on your toes. You're always on your toes. Hey, because I'm making report forms now. There may be some questions near there. So with that one, you don't just come to the office and come and sit down and be waiting for them to send you watching.
Yeah. And at the end of the month, you're expecting that the government will pay you.
I think that's most
but why are we quiet on that? Say be my bam be soon there wo no man say baby then you swam ten bia. Why am I quiet?
Who are you going to complain to?
Who are you going to complain to?
Who be you wouldn't even be happy during your stay there.
Yeah.
Why?
Because me, when I was doing my service, honestly, sometimes I wish I don't go. Because I wish transportation, go and sit there. And when it's lunchtime, go and do this, go and do this, go and do that.
So, the complaint we are talking about channeling it to the wrong people. The person who needs this complaint is the National Service Secretariat. Those are the people we need to channel our, because they need to look at it that where you are posting me to, I am doing what I am supposed to do there.
Yeah.
Company now, on why is it?
Why is it? It's a
one by sending you. Because time I also the koto watching. What the koto mana and kajuma be a bonus no betu
yeah.
But the secretariat in a day, sa directive number. All bay say na was all breakthrough
and I feel said the National Secretariat should also make sure that because these people are busy with work, when a bit they should get someone there specifically for the NSS personnel. I don't know if I'm wrong.
Well, I mean it's not bad, but it is any panel so the entire year NSS for quarantine or two.
Because sometimes you are being posted because
and second year aside that bro NSS for no crown the average Ghanaian or you lazy sometimes
yeah
the into okwa adwuma na ne say months in the best
now I
allow
715
pa say onko kasa ni tiri ho say meba me nya adwuma yin o on ye ba ni sika ndi amade a wo humrika odeka month we sika man 3 months so muntu ayenka.
So it all goes down to our mentality. Like DJ Chan said, as an individual, I think charity, they say begin at home. You know what you want, you go to the organization at lunchtime, they tell you go and do this one. So when you came, what do you want to achieve for yourself? You get me? What do you want to achieve for yourself? And if you are so determined, said then Usman menko.
Hey,
I won't go because because Nana came out to say something like that when she was doing her internship. Uncle, internship show class over Ben say Jiskawe nekoto watch it.
Do you know the fear from what is he saying? The fear is that Nipan so say me cry bia me time so mo to my family mo Nipan no small no cry yem fan that probation.
I personally think say if you are doing something, especially something you've paid for, you shouldn't joke with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand? Because me in school now me do me service now Just say. It's like this kind of.
Hey.
If you man me call your mission. One day me boss kakra na me boss afa kakra no afa kakra afa man we. The do time I was say ye juma. Anajo. Me sumi to me twen anajo.
Yeah.
Now I feel now I share light and can see to see clear to work. So one day I approached him and I was like, boss, is it how you made the my name Jihun crowd like what's up? And then to quite because then they maybe 2 meetings.
Yeah. You know, I need that experience.
Yeah. Can I say minerals and other stuff. So
so
what I say. So ever since I'm a business assembly, just think about it, how things went. I feel like actually I'll call baby camp now. Make sure obey Juma or Ansana Wako.
Ansana Wako.
Sometimes no, you the
individual.
Yeah.
You should reason.
I call say school. When say uchicha e bibi na we ni anjo na wako catch our for na our for baba blast teacher na kakana thinking say ye de ni brebe gu oba no so a. It doesn't make sense. If you think say they are not ready to, you know, accept their mistakes and other stuff, I don't want school. Change the school. Instead of what could taste canal your national service, they be an away. Who could also back up on your baby?
Who background almost sign cry accuse you say, hey, into what 20 cities now to 8. When you new 20 cities.
Like seriously.
Russia will quote, Russia will heal. Now they got to watch it.
So in Ghana, you need to speak
like
up.
We need to be serious. Yeah. We need to be serious as a country.
Also, why our NSS is not being paid? We have to look at that. You go there, you just sit there idle, nothing, no productivity, nothing. At the end of the day, at the end of the month, then you are being paid.
Oh no, but the truth is that you weren't sent there to be idle. It is the directives that are not working yet. You were sent there to be trained.
Yeah, to be trained.
So you need to go there to serve. What kind of company now mawa and serve here? And there, me wa hey. GhanaTalks Radio family as a presenter, as a host. Na meba na program also be hosting anywhere. Meba me message me program here.
But it's not nice. Say bia say ohima ye me ohima tin baby or any master and I say or any madam brother. When you apprenticeship and as apprentice, I wanna say how fast is the work going to be?
Exactly. Very fast. I mean,
it's a one pronouncement now. Esa one kasa.
Esa. I don't know. Maybe I saw Meji Misika.
Because she said that workload ego so.
That is it.
So why don't you share that workload?
Na break time.
And I feel like in some organizations too, they don't give the personnel that room. As in, they think they don't have the potentials. Because I remember when I went to do my service, we were supposed to write a letter to the municipal assembly. So God be the glory, AI is there. AI is going to give you an idea of how you are. The man was like, I'll write it myself. You can't write it. That was what he told me.
Hey.
And I told him that he shouldn't work. He's going for lunch. He should go and come.
You write it.
He went and came back. So Rafuna media another reading you write well. Yeah, but me and make sure like him
bad mentality.
Yes.
So if I don't know anything about what I'm in for,
that is why I'm here.
Train me. Teach me.
That is what the national service personnel is there for. Train me.
Sometimes I feel you shouldn't also wait for them to approach you because you are there to
be
learn.
Proactive.
Yeah,
you need to be proactive as well.
Oh, but see,
you don't know what mafia saying.
Hey.
Oh, because
but
they are
too proactive.
You are coming for your national service and you're expecting me to come and tell you, say, oh, come and let me teach you. There's no way I'll do that. You have to come.
Yeah, approach.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and that's very true. Ebia, please, today, what do you want me to do or something? Nipan kaso, don't worry, be there and fine. A cost one now so on far one yes yeah.
Don't worry, be fine.
Just reason.
Like very painful. As I make out about my boss, no, sometimes
yeah.
he will never communicate.
Oh, bad.
And
But like show me ready a photo. But you will never communicate. Obefa can free ha. No kaka could do
Hey.
before we can just challenge me ko ball gig bi o baby o na my bread. Just think about
I
that.
thought that we need transportation. Quite fast.
Hey.
Ever since
Remember.
me poor me ask cancer because scanner me say every accountant or every businessman or woman values one Ghana, just one Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
But do something for him or her.
Yeah.
Me can't go to me telling sound.
now it's now who I
No,
did
but
our
now,
own family.
no.
Yeah, that's right. But the most annoying part of it all, me 1 year now for training me to give me experience. One fine get. Now me me pay my work at and say I need experience. Me go funny.
The major wako. You see, major wako because you see nowadays most of these initiatives are President Edebano. Most of it is available on the internet. When you go to YouTube.
Yeah.
You understand? Even at the palm whatsoever, just says if you want to know how to do bomb cry, you get it.
You
understand? So there are certain things that Charlie yes, what could two things some there, but me say take the money. I will stick on the internet and do the rest.
The thing is that most often you need a certification. Like national service, for instance, you need a certification going forward. And see, okay, say, okay, let me just abandon them, and the best you can do is this. Okay, maybe whatever I am here that they could train me off, I can still learn it on the internet. So I'll learn it, but I'll be coming, so that when the time comes for me to get my needed certification for my job recommendation in time, I will have it.
Because yes, with what you are saying, to make my point of view on that, and say with certificates, I think is in this country, and I may also copy you a certificate, because you may have the certificate I don't have, you don't have the experience I have.
True.
So what I say, but they will give the job to you having the certificate. And
then the one with the experience.
So just think about it. So if you are to work with experience and can a certificate to the Bayejuma.
You also call outsider. They don't normally base with certificates.
Because let's take for instance, you don't need certificate to do this. It's practical. So what I say. So in this case, so while you're training now, maybe now apart from so because I see me see the share my soon. What else? Me prank booma practical. Me injection practical.
Practical.
I mean, everything about that is practical.
Yeah.
But the certification also brings recognition to you as a person and your educational background. It's very important. That's one thing the certification does. It's like it gives you the endorsement, say ampa nipa ya esi. So what I say? Not so many people can express themselves on how they've had the experience and all that. If you ask me, certificate is really, really important. I'm not going to lie to you. If not, then I will say obi ko boka wo school now what the Takashi akonya certificate na ye buy I see em for me. The only problem we are having with the certification thing is that it needs to come with skill, practice. Our educational system needs to make our education practical.
Some of the theory aspects.
Yes, and the national service people are not helping us in so many ways. Even aside the educational schools, national service forms or more. Nipanaba, give them the required training. Certificate is very important. We cannot downplay the role of certification. Honestly.
What
I
do
agree
you think the NSA can do about this? Because I'm very sure, say, almost say, I am sending me feedback. Obviously, people have complained, and what have they putting in place? Say, oh, okay, so the person wouldn't go there idle. The person would have that experience, that training he or she is intended to have. And also, so say, share a hopper.
The national service personnel also need their own board.
They also need their own
board, an association.
Okay.
The National Service Association, the National Service Personnel Association.
Yeah.
So that most of these things will be taken up by them, because there are so many challenges facing the national service scheme. There are so many challenges. So I think we should, yeah. On to our next and possibly our last story for the day is the tidal waves and its distraction is it Ketu South? This thing has become a successive occurrence. I don't know why we can't mount a strong sea defense for our people, because all that brings about this tidal wave is the weakness of our sea defense. In so more thing, and this is something that occurs every year. Have we gone by a year where in so say baby or voter? So is it that we are just neglecting these people, or the government is just not, concerned about this thing? Because NDC has been in power, NPP has been in power, NDC has been NPP, NDC again.
Wow.
And every year it happens. So what is all that? Is it that both parties or all these leaders that we've had are not really concerned about the people in the voter region? Let's put it that way.
But looking at this, do you think the government should do something about that? Is it something like sea defense or something?
Yes, that is all they need.
That is what they need right now. And if they have to displace those people from that area to build the sea defense, then they should take the right procedure or the right measures to do that.
But let me ask this one. With the point of view, you see, looking at this thing, showing live on GhanaTalks breakfast show.
Yeah.
If we have chiefs ruling this city, is that not it?
Yes.
They sell lands. Is that not it?
Yes.
So, is there any development in the city?
I mean,
then again, why should you wait until the government comes in to do something before? Because the minimum said, what was us here? What does us Nisikano? A developer crew. You understand? One can say, you are buying message and I am out.
How would a chief or a king build a sea wall?
Yeah.
It's not
possible. It's bigger than the chief.
Yes.
It's bigger
than the chief.
Okay. It's bigger than the chief. The chief is bigger than the president, I think so.
No. The most powerful man in the country is the president.
The overall.
Everyone is.
That is my city.
If it's your city, okay.
My crew. So
then it means there's no need for a president if a crew, because a crew on him.
See, the truth of the matter is this. It boils down to government.
Yeah.
See, the chiefs are also part of the government. Okay, how strong have the chiefs advocated for a sea defense for their towns?
No.
Because this thing occurs every year. Who is at fault here? Is it the people who built their houses
That is
in
it.
these places.
It's not their fault.
It's their fault. Or
No,
It's
the
not
chief,
their
the chief
fault.
has a role to play in this, and the
Okay.
government also has a role to play in this. As a chief, you know that this is what is disturbing your community, and maybe you can draw a cut-off line. Maybe to this point.
Way after
you
Insuna
can't sell.
Tonana.
No,
Oh.
when you insure to like.
Oh.
Insiona na ebusu sa no. When you say like insure to na ma na
Say
yesa.
me trying to. I mean say ze dance man no hifa MPB wo ho a. Na okaso no so papa ko see defense war. Amomo. Ama yes I don't know if DJ Cham also refi. Omutu na de so. I don't know if it's I've forgotten that MP her name. She was in parliament, but during the election, omu free so. So no a buffer so. And what you are saying say they have to get a cut-off point.
A cut-off point.
See,
for
I
people
feel
not to
say
build.
they shouldn't build there at all.
Yeah, they should
shouldn't
vacate
build-
all those people from those premises. If you know that this is the situation at hand, ebia every year in Sony Bufa Sona and Hankofosia, displace those people. Because look at this. And now fear one chain. Like, I mean,
Now even the AC saying with the dam, the Wager Dam,
yeah.
overflowing people's houses. We wouldn't say where they built was a bad place. It is their land, and your massa say. But what did the government put in place to make sure say that overflow could have been avoided?
The only thing to avoid this thing is to build a sea defense and vacate people from these areas. You get me? Because look at where the sea is and look at where somebody's house is.
This is not a small job.
Eh. But in conformity, so how she be a insinuo, then she be a fear.
So because
But because of selfish gain, they still want to sell that land just to get their money. So with this one, the chief has a role to play, and the government also has a role to play. You are a chief in a community. This is the cut-off point. Please, after this side, you can't build, or maybe you can't rent a place or sell that land to somebody. And how quite a lot of coin? Why she? It's worrying.
So, what do we think should be done? Who should be held responsible for these things?
The government.
The government.
The government.
Yes.
Okay.
The government. But before the government comes in, the chief must also communicate to the people that this is the cut-off point. Nobody builds.
You have so much land.
Yeah, nobody
so if
builds.
you think, just mama has maybe because at the end of the day, the community, you are serving your community, you are serving your people. It's the same people who brought you to power to near the government about.
Yeah.
This is what I say. So in this case, if you really think about your people now, just let them live. I don't want to cry down. Yes, I say blog or class and so they go so go
I feel so in there.
you can't even tell. And with this one, I don't think say even yearly thing. Because looking at this thing, I say as watching a bar.
Yeah,
so I don't think say we can put a yearly thing. But I'm saying this year maybe I'm a bonny baby or more year.
See, it's a very disturbing issue. Last year we were there when it happened, and a president called some command to Obama into a mawa and share.
That was regards to the spillage.
Yeah, it's the same
the
enclaves.
voters' spillage.
Who say honey nyinano e nsuo na
Yeah.
and you know what the assembly day, I think they have engineers in the assembly that can actually foretell that I say a prone to ties. And you know, we shouldn't allow any construction here.
But not for so passing that
see these things all Nadmo can do is nobody is any Syria
Relief.
emergency relief agents.
So this one, the government builds a sea
defense for
and
them.
compensates people to leave that area, and that's it.
Exactly. With the compensation is where maybe the chiefs can come in.
That can come in
because okay, we are sasi. Ohini wukuro insuo na ese no. Nti mu on sasi ni bi wa ade na wato na sasi wa he bia no. Onya nto won yen fancy defense mamu. Na twa asasi ni bi wa ha ma omo. What is an asasi ni e one plot na be man half plot wa ha kra na odi asia. Fine.
Who builds it?
Oh, I mean government should support it.
Yeah, government will support
it. Government should.
Oh yeah.
What happened last year with Okujeto assisting the Daniel Musisi their bomb, and that was even from private donations.
Yeah,
government can do this. Here to me, $58 million to swimming pool there.
But don't you think sometimes Kromoma phone they are at fault?
How?
Because think about it too. If the government comes in right now, and or you have sea defense, you try baby for where the people living around there. Is that all? No. Just said because of say we not done a buyer definitely people will be building. As I say, like
yes.
You understand?
So there will be a cut-off point, like I said. You don't build. You don't build to extend this place. Now, because Yakacho said this is cut-off points. You don't build exceeding this.
You don't even make them do it to become on one assembly. That's why the assembly is there. I was making a suggestion that the assembly, they have engineers. Every assembly has an engineer. You need to be able to foretell. Say, it is prone to tides. Nobody is building here. Then provide permit, remove now and all that.
But still, don't build here. But still, people will still build.
What way? It's still
even let's use markets. Baby it was a place where people were selling. People have constructed stores, containers, buildings there. As a buying coin. Almost clear.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the government, if government takes an initiative, we are providing you with alternative lands here for settlements. Go there. We are supporting you with your buildings and all that stuff. Go there. We're chief Natia. So mama. Now we're basing the sea defense waha. They just need to make sure that it's not prone to any. And after building the sea defense, so what point are hallelujah. But for you to go and build them, the assembly shouldn't allow it.
Yeah. It should be a rule. Yeah.
So I think it's unfortunate news for them, and we pray that the government comes to their rescue as soon as possible. Because even as of last night, they were still, stranded.
Oh.
Yes, no help has been sent to them yet. So it's worrying. It's worrying. We hope the government can do something about it as soon as possible to create some relief for these people. This is where we will be coming to an end with today's discussion. Tomorrow will be coming your way, same time. But then, before we go, Seath match is coming.
Yeah. We are no longer having it at Independence Square, but now it's at the Jubilee House, simply because President Mahama says he want to cut costs. Well, if that's the case, then let's have it.
But has the, national celebration ever amounted to any benefit to us as a country?
This question,
Yeah.
I don't have a reply.
No benefits. I think the last time someone was suggesting, say, if 60, when you're 60, then they do it. Maybe 65. 70 na yaye 85 na yaye.
So it shouldn't be
rather than
every
yearly.
Oh really?
Obi Beche, are we really independent and we are celebrating different independence?
I mean, yeah, we are still dependent on IMF, but we call ourselves independent. So.
Anyway. Yate.
But I mean,
But is it only Ghana that we do this? Have you noticed that?
I say Ghana, you're finishing.
Yeah, fan a World Cup.
Nigeria say yeah, but me who so my
yeah, national gathering.
Yeah, they Maybe our flyers depend on me who.
Obia flyers.
Oh, sure, they enjoy the holiday.
If you're now, they face the flag. They
me say, I know for we cry. Me papa say. Nene o kwedu o she coat. Yes, Ghana month. O she African way.
We are not even ashamed. Say 68 years. We can't do anything.
We can't do. Oh, Charlie.
We are celebrating.
Not even
stadium. 68 years. We don't even have a stadium to host. Oh, yeah, we are doing
Kaka.
At 68. People go to pension at 40 years.
We beg.
60 now call pension. Just at 68. Now, Brabon crowd on shares here. Because Ghana and shares you.
I have number shares.
7 years. Hey,
there's more room for improvement.
More room for
this resetting.
Hey, we are resetting.
We need a lot to reset.
It will go well.
Let's see.
It will take us out of the dungeon.
Always don't forget the dangers. Scam.
Well, as I said earlier, this is where we will be ending our discussions today on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We thank you for making time with us. We will be coming your way same time tomorrow. Don't forget to tune in. Up next is DJ Rock with the soulful music for your soul. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a beautiful Tuesday.
You've done it again.